So then today.
I'm sorry, Sneaky. Important news. Purge got his YouTube channel back.
Good for him. I think he should shut up about his political opinion.
Yeah, well, we all think that, but that doesn't mean I want his guides gone.
Oh, well, no, obviously. Fuck off. Keep giving guides.
Yeah. I hate it when people try to. It's like, listen, I don't come to Slacks for political opinions. I come to Slacks for vaguely uncomfortable memes.
So anyway,
come sit on Saint Salamander's lap, children.
Anyway, so in general, we're just talking, and then he just pops up, pings me, and goes, "I can't believe this guy blocked me, Lamau." And someone's like, "Oh, well, why did he block you?" He was like, "Oh, it's because he was getting mad at my opinions." And it's like, no, that's literally, you're literally telling lies about why I blocked you. He's like, "You're mad, bro?" He's just being fucking obnoxious as shit, right? And so then the mod comes in and starts telling me to knock it off. I'm like, "Oh, no, fuck you." I literally told the mod, "Fuck you." I was like, "Fuck you. No, I'm not gonna knock it off. He's the one starting shit. You can fucking tell him." He's like, "Well, you're the one slandering him." It's not slander if it's the truth, you dipshit. Why does every fucking mod on this server seem to have zero reading comprehension?
Even leaving that aside, you blocked a guy. Hello. Which no, let me finish. You blocked a guy.
Yeah.
That's a pretty that is the farthest you can go, short of leaving the server, to not start shit.
Yes.
You block him. Right? The most you'll ever see from that is a user you blocked posted messages. Now, if you've only blocked one person on that server, it's pretty easy to guess who sent the messages. But that's irrelevant. You blocked them. He then directly pings you. That is the definition of starting shit.
Yeah, no, and then he tells me to not keep the drama going. I'm like, I have blocked him. He is the one keeping the drama going, and now that I have moved on from this, because I said my piece, I said, no, he's wrong, and I explained the whole situation, and then I moved on. I went back to my previous discussion. And then the mod just kept bringing it up again and again. He's like, "No, you're bringing it up again." I'm like, "No, you are the one bringing it up again. You are the one that has continued this fucking conversation for the past 30 fucking minutes. I have been trying to talk about other shit this whole fucking time."
I would say, based on the way this sounds, it's probably likely that even the other guy wasn't even talking about it anymore. Just the mod.
He actually did move on as well, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So the only person left who was talking about it was the mod.
Yeah, that's so. Oh, Sneaky, next time you have a mod tell you to stop slandering someone, tell them stop being fucking retarded, because you're not speaking about them.
I did!
No,
I don't understand. I fucking laid into 3 different mods during that
conversation. I just want to say, just a side note, if people could please learn what the actual definitions of libel and slander are, that would be swell!
Here's the thing. There's a super easy way to remember the difference. Libel, as in library, as in literature. Like, it's a weird 2-step process I take, but it's how I memorized it.
Goodbye.
It's fine. Yeah, then slander is speech, because SS.
Yeah.
Remy, shut the fuck up.
SS?
Didn't say anything.
What? Should shuffle?
Anyway, so welcome to Fanfiction Contempt. What the fuck is this? Why is there a random bookmark?
Hello and welcome to.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. You have to ask yourself that, Sneaky.
What?
No, like literally, it's just fanfiction. I'm in my my fanfiction tab right now, and it's just fanfiction, YouTube link labeled demon. That's it. It's just demon. I'm just like,
huh?
Do I click this?
Yeah, isn't it fun going back through old bookmarks? You're like, wait, why did I bookmark?
No, this is not an old bookmark. This is a new bookmark. I made it apparently yesterday. I don't remember that.
Were you blackout drunk yesterday? Did you binge?
He might have.
Yesterday was Monday, the 16th.
Yeah.
I would say, based on that question alone, I feel we have an answer, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Okay.
The last day
Yeah,
I
so
remember
either-
was
either
Friday.
Sneaky was on the was on one of the
Hmm.
72-hour no sleep binges, or he was on a drinking bender.
Hold
Either
up.
way,
Hey,
Fender.
wait. This is slander.
No, it's not.
The truth and nothing
Not
but the truth.
slander, sir.
Alright, so,
Like, for instance, it's not slander to say that Donald Trump's toupee is fucking terrible.
anyway,
Yeah.
let me try and find, we got a guest star today.
Oh, Christ.
And I have to try and find his fic again, because this is the reason why I went into the bookmarks, because I knew I bookmarked it, but then I
Is the guest star nonsensical rants?
yes, he is.
Is he gonna unmute?
I'm waiting for you guys to call on me.
Once I actually,
No, you talked. You were talking too.
Oh, I just
Sneaky
said
just
hello
talks
when I
around.
first came on, and I was told shush, so I said shush.
oh.
Yeah. This seemed like an important. No, give me a minute. Give me a minute. He didn't shush me.
Yeah, Atin. He was in the middle
In
of something.
so many words, he shushed me.
Yeah, no, I
But
go
you
on
guys
to
seemed a little
tangent
bit
rants,
into your
so-
conversation. Yeah, I do that too. If my name didn't give it away.
What? No.
What? Bruh.
Who knew?
So, here's his story. He has specifically requested before I go against my crusade on Shiro's gaming server.
Well, I was invited into the server, and everybody just told me, "Hey, we should have one of this guy's fix on the server." I'm like, "Okay, if you're gonna
look,
do that,
to
though,
be
do
honest
this
with
one I
you,
care
was a little
about."
bit drunk that night. So, I'm vaguely
you're
recalling these
drunk
things.
most
Every
stream
night.
nights, so
Yeah. Most non-stream nights too, honestly.
Uh,
Cheers to that. I'll drink to that, bro.
Indeed. I actually have my all ready. I don't think we'll
Wow.
need to use it for his story because I did take a quick look at it and it doesn't be barracks. I'm not bringing you in here to people.
I'll
Sorry,
leave.
what?
I'll
Big
take the hit.
No, you don't
Yeah.
get to leave.
What's that?
So,
What's
I
that?
don't know
I'm
how this
already
format
pushing.
works.
You are
Do
the
you
only
read it
person.
live?
Oh, okay. Nope,
Well, he
you
came-
made your choice.
God.
Atin has been fucking
Ah.
tossed out.
We have it all server comedically for gags.
We have a general chat, nobody uses it. When is sneaking out blackout drunk? Okay, whoa. Hold up. I will correct you on this one. Because
Yeah,
this one
that-
is actually a point I can defend. I have only been blackout drunk 3 points in my life. I can't remember them, so I can't actually tell you when those were, but I was.
Well, we
I
can
was
pinpoint
gonna
two
say,
of them on the stream for
I
sure.
know at least one of them was at Champlain.
When
No,
would
actually,
he...
no, I didn't drink a champagne.
He never drank in college.
Didn't you? I swear.
Sneaky was.
I guess some of your terrible decision making could have just been terrible decision making.
No, see, just like
He'll be good at that.
Felipe Mori here, the secret to me and my personality is that while I might seem drunk, this is just me normally.
True.
Started.
Do not compare yourself to the precious, stressed out Reaper. She is still a decent human being who can be fixed. You.
Man has a point.
Just fucking throwing some shade out here, I see.
It's not like we haven't had this discussion
Okay,
before.
you know what? That actually kind of hurts. That actually.
Oh no, it doesn't. You don't have fucking feelings.
Nothing hurts you.
Anyway,
Thanks for backing me up on this one, Max.
Zeke,
I'll
I
This
like, I like
is-
how
up
you're
on-
talking about throwing shade, then you're like, he doesn't have feelings.
hey Zeke, is that better? Is that better, or do I need to rants? Can you speak a bit?
Oh, I can. Oh, I just dropped my phone as soon as I unmuted myself.
Excellent. well
Yeah, I
done.
can speak. What's up?
Alright, no, we just having some audio issues apparently on the
Audio balancing.
streaming end.
Yeah, if there's a conversation going on I can't really comment on, like getting drunk, since I literally can't.
Yeah, I
Almost.
figured as much, being that you are kind of backpacking across the U.S. right now, I believe.
Oh no, there is that, but also I have such a high alcohol tolerance. I've only actually been drunk once, and I fasted the entire day beforehand, and it took an entire
Oh,
case of
yes.
Red's Wicked Black.
No, that's the exact same position I'm in. It literally took me 2 liters of vodka in the span of an hour to.
Let's see. It takes half of one of the large fireball bottles to get.
Oh, fireball.
Boys,
That's
compare
something.
your alcohol tolerance sticks later.
No.
It's not bragging. It's bemoaning because now we can't enjoy.
You know how
you enjoy.
expensive it is to get drunk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's too expensive,
Yeah,
and the
I'm
addiction
an
to catch up.
alcoholic and I can't get drunk anymore.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
The only
Wait,
time I've
what?
been
My
flat
sister's
out
birthday is in 2 days?
Wait,
Why do you care?
Sneaky,
Gotta
Sneaky,
drink
which one?
harder.
The one who made terrible decisions in Italy, or
The one you got kidnapped by the sex cult.
okay, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
that
you
one.
people, you laugh. We're not joking.
We're not
about that.
joking.
No,
That
I know.
actually-
we are
you
well
guys
aware.
Yeah, no. You guys
heard
told
the
me the
story.
story.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
several times.
So, anyway, let us officially start this podcast. I mean, we've been going on for a little bit, but officially by me remembering to switch the scene to the fic. 'Cause I'm
See,
smart.
now I because we just left the curtain down this entire time.
Yep,
I just
yep.
imagine that this is like when the cast is having an argument backstage,
Yes,
and
no,
the sound guy's asleep, and just
that's exactly
the backup
why
sound guy's like,
yeah.
"How do I turn off the mics?"
Yeah, that's exactly why I have the curtain up, because it's literally just for the people that want to hear me rant and rave before I even get to the start where fics start making me rant and rave. I leave the curtain up so people can be like, "Oh, this is him complaining and bemoaning," and then when I actually take the curtain down, we can start talking about the fic.
How civilized of you.
I have my moments.
So how does this format work? Do you actually just read the fic out loud in the
Yep.
podcast and tear it apart as
Yeah.
you go along?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
So
correct.
this
The
is very
first
much
chapter,
an
though.
opinion. It is very we stick to the first chapter. Just a quick can this hook us in? 90% of the time, it's no. Well,
Okay.
actually, probably close to
90?
98 at this
That's
point.
no,
rich.
wait,
Covering way
Zeeks
more
did some
trash.
fanfic math a while back, and it came out to around 96.35%, I believe it was.
Oh wow.
Yeah, well, that's
Fair
a thing I've noticed with fanfiction too, is that a lot of authors, the first
Oh.
chapter is their dump, where they
Yeah.
try to get the premise out of the way, and then they have good writing after that.
Which,
It's half the time. Or none, no, or it's all bad writing.
yeah, that's true, that's true. But no, it's part of my philosophy that I used to state a lot. But it basically, I believe personally that the title of your story should at least make people look at your story. Sometimes the simple title is best. Sometimes something like Reconciliation, Requiem. Like the simple short title where you're like, okay, it's a sci-fi story named Requiem. I'm interested. Or, sometimes it's a long title, Harry Potter and the blankety blank blank, But you have to tailor your title for the genre you're writing, for the style you're writing in, whether, it's humor or it's supposed to be a serious story. Monty Python, the Holy Grail versus Spaceballs versus I don't know what's a serious.
Don't be a menace to the
I would
south
say,
side of
see, one of the
Bronx.
most important things is make sure that your title tells the audience what to expect. So,
No, not really.
Harry Potter and the 10,000 Anal Fishes.
No. See, if you go with that route, you end up with what we like to call Japanese web novels. I can't believe my mother came with me to the next world, and now she's at ultimate level, and I'm still level 1. That was the title.
Is that the actual full
That's
title?
the actual title.
All I've ever seen
yeah.
are memes of that.
God.
Yeah,
Actually,
no.
wait. I don't think that's the actual title. It's something like, "Do you
I'm
love
making
your
fun
mom?"
of
and
the
a
actual
two-hit
title, but it is
text.
obnoxious. Like, I've literally
Yeah.
seen near paragraphs be the title, and it's just like, oh my god.
Like, I'm trying to think, like, what the most ridiculous one I ever... Like, right? Like, some of them are lucky in that the author picks a very simple to describe premise. What's the premise of this light novel? One Punch Man. What's the premise of this light novel? Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? What does that even mean?
Yeah, what
Because
does actually what really does that
And
mean?
he's
Is
not
it
even
wrong
a
to pick
pickup
up
artist
girls?
at all either.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
not even picking
like-
up chicks.
Yeah.
I
He's
asked
not
that
some
because
stud.
it has very little to. In fact, he doesn't even really have that big, right?
Robot
For a
Atin.
web novel that's
The Terminator.
Yeah, no, he really it's a really weird title for the
Yeah.
story and how it's gone.
Yeah,
for a light novel that's what, at
Very-
least on the English side, like 15 books in.
13 or
Very
15. Yeah, we're quite. In fact, I think the title is maybe addressed in the first half of the volume 1, where it's like, "Why'd you become an adventurer?"
Oh, I
Grandpa said I
thought you
could get
were
a harem doing
shitposting.
this.
Oh, so Draydon has chimed in with, I'm a high school boy and a successful light novel author, but I'm being strangled by a female classmate who's a voice actress and is younger than me, which is apparently an actual novel title.
What the?
What?
Japan, you need to stop.
Tojo, you're to blame. Tojo.
You know what?
This,
Okay,
Two
hang
nukes
on.
wasn't enough.
This title is fine if it's taking the piss out of the light novel industry.
That's fair. I think it might be. I think I've heard of this one before. And
I really hope.
Oh yeah, it's real.
just
Oh yeah, it's
taking
100% real. It's
yeah, sorry.
really long too.
I had to
to
ban links straight
like,
on because
even
I used
in
to get a lot of
Japanese,
spammers.
it's super fucking long.
I
the
had to
fucking-
ban links a bit
yeah, there we
because I
go.
used to get a super.
Yeah, there it
fucking
is
lot
in
of
the
spammers.
fucking. Here you go.
Drop you down to that. There we go. Anyway, so Jesus Christ. The next thing is, I believe that people should take as a philosophy is that they should get the summary to condense the idea of their story down. Not tell the story, but the idea of the story. You know, for Newsflash.
So
which
far,
is
we're in agreement.
yeah, for the Newsflash series, an example, which is a series I do recommend people will read if they're ever curious about what it would be like if our generation ended up in a zombie apocalypse, which is about a sister and brother who got into a zombie apocalypse, and, well, power's mostly still running because most of the power stations can run themselves these days and really only need like 1 to 2 people on duty. And since most of the cities have been taken out, really it's only rural power that needs to keep going, and that's even lighter load. And so pretty much the internet and electricity are more or less still there, and so the main source of news is blogging. Which is, you know, we all know what blogging is here.
Yes.
And the summary
That's
for
that
the
thing that Tumblr killed.
you know, the summary for those stories is, you know, name a main character, are on the scoop for the next case, when suddenly they dig deeper into you know, a conspiracy they never thought possible, you know, and it's like, oh, zombie story conspiracies, I'm interested. But, you know, I see a lot of fanfics these days that are just like either literal quotes from the story, or like Harry Potter starts as a baby and then ascends to godhood and gets every single woman in his life to love him and defeats all the bad guys. It's like, okay, well, then why am I going to read your story? You just told me everything that happened. It gets convoluted and full of how to skillfully make a beautiful girl into a... I'm not reading the rest of that.
What
Hmm.
the fuck?
He doesn't have a whole lot of standards, but he does have some.
I think Glorious.
I'm pretty sure that breaks TOS. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I-
probably.
It would not be the first time we've broken the TOS.
And then beyond the summary, I think the first chapter needs to set the tone for the story and needs to draw people into reading the story further. And if you use the first chapter as a dumping ground to get all the lore changes you're making out, you're just going to lose people.
Yeah.
How to make a girl catch the... Yeah, funny. Anyway, so this is Nonsensical Rant Story, Harry Potter and the Marauding Champions. A new generation of marauders is born in the second half of the Tri-Wizard Tournament, during a night none of them can remember. Giggity. The destruction this new generation of pranksters wrought in a drunken stupor sends them down the path of greatness. Messieurs Firebird, Troyskin, Paddlecole, and Volganeb.
You know what?
Jesus
You know what?
Christ.
I
They're-
want a group
they're
of
supposed
look.
to
You
be
know what?
stupid.
For a
No,
second, I
no.
thought you were gonna say Monsieur Fireball, and I was like, if there was a lawyer named Fireball, I'd hire him because he's either a whiskey fan or he's actually able to cast Fireball. In which case, I have very few legal concerns.
I didn't ask how big the
Understandable.
courtroom was. I said I cast Fireball.
Based.
Marauders shouldn't have an apostrophe.
You shouldn't have an apostrophe.
Possessive?
That's.
Did I put it possessive?
Yeah, you made it
does
possessive.
keep auto-correcting that in this story, and I keep finding it. So yeah, if that's in the
Yeah, so
description.
caveat to everyone here, he has admitted to being a abomination of a human.
Yeah.
He edits and writes these stories on his phone
Terrible.
Okay.
Commit seppuku.
and keeps
There's-
backup PDF copies.
Wait, whoa,
I do.
okay, I could forgive the phone, but backup PDF?
Oh, why
Roll
must
back?
I don't know who you are. I know nothing about you as a human, but I know that you deserve the Emperor's peace.
God, that hurt my
I back
soul.
up my stories
I'm
on a
writing
hard
the
drive
phone.
as an
It
EPUB
sucks.
because there's a fanfiction downloader website that you just type in the link, it downloads it.
Oh,
Sneaky,
man.
get the bolt pistol.
The heavy bolt pistol.
Sneaky, did you mention he writes entirely in the fucking fanfiction.net editor
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he does that
What?
too.
I
On
Yep.
his phone.
What
on his
the
phone?
fuck?
oh god,
What is wrong with you?
grant my condolences. I've had to do that before. Why are you still just find a mobile word editor if you're gonna be using your phone?
Please, like
They
MS
are free.
MS Word
LibreOffice
for your
does
phone.
work on Android.
MS Paint for your phone.
We told you you'd be getting this.
Word, you fucking brain dead retard.
I don't care, it works for me.
No, that's fine, but like LibreOffice is a better tool on mobile. Just
LibreOffice changed its settings earlier this year. Now it
that-
sucks on the desktop.
That's true. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, Google Docs gang.
No, the reason why that we're all reacting like this is because we have seen so many fan fiction stories that are just like, new chapter update. Hey guys, this isn't a new chapter, but actually I somehow lost my hard drive, shot my laptop, exploded it into space, spilled drinks on it, lightning hit it, and now I can't write the story anymore because I didn't back up anything and it's all gone. It's like, okay.
Oh, I have
Also-
a document with the complete outline on ff.net as saved as a document.
Oh, Jesus
On a
Christ.
hard drive
You
and
brave
backed
man.
I mean, I'll give him this. He's going for the redundancy approach. He's got like 3 or 4 backups.
I have 3 levels. No, exactly 3.
Props. Listen, credit where credit's due. He's gone for like one of the ultimate IT backup solutions. Just redundancy everywhere.
I was gonna say,
I,
and credit to him, he's got 3 backups more than most human beings.
That's also
Yeah.
true. Yes.
I have on my documents. It is title of story, chapter, title of story, outline. Whenever I'm done with a chapter, I cut and paste the next chapter outline into the chapter editor and go from there.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Well, let's get started. Marauders Map version 2.0. A humor friendship story. Harry Potter times Fleur. Victor and Cedric are also here,
Sneaky,
but not part of the pairing.
Hold on. Before we get started, let's take bets on whether or not Fleur is going to be a sex-crazed nympho.
I'm gonna say probably not.
She isn't.
Yeah, just judging from how much I've talked to him so far, probably not.
It's like I wish I could believe that, but
We'll see.
The only
so-
thing that comes up, it won't be in the first chapter, is she is a little bit more ready to take it beyond kissing. Harry isn't. That's
That's
it.
her.
Like they have that conversation, and
Well,
and
you know,
Sirius is having none of it.
you will eternally be pretty high on our list for Harry Potter fix, no matter how this story turns out, because there is really nothing you can do that could make your story worse than a 10-year-old Harry Potter fucking an 11-year-old Fleur as an
Oh.
adult panther.
What? Oh,
What?
Well,
I know there's stuff like that out there. I'm not a furry, so
I
I
would
stay
say
away from that. Stuff.
I would say here's the thing. That's not the worst. Sneaky, if you told them about the worst,
Okay, so, alright, fine. So we'll get into what his story isn't, and then we'll start reading his story, alright, everyone? So the two worst Harry Potter stories that I have ever encountered on this podcast. The first story, which is by far, I consider personally, the worst story I may have ever read, is a Harry Potter story in which, at the young age of 4, Harry Potter is raped brutally by Vernon Dursley. And Snape, for some reason, shows up in time to save Harry. And he does a medical charm on Harry to list the injuries that Harry has. And the list is very long. But it's also hilarious because some of the injuries that Harry has taken on this list are near immediately fatal. But Harry's been, like, having these injuries for, like, the past 30 minutes. And one of those injuries, however, is physically impossible. Because a anal tear is considered to be an inch or longer tear in the intestine.
which, by the way, we had to Google this.
We did have to Google. We actually did the math on all this. He had 327 anal tears, which means he had more torn intestine than he physically had intestine.
Nice.
Well, did you count for surface area?
No, we didn't. I apologize.
Yes, you failed.
But anyway, you think that's bad. It gets worse. So, Harry... Oh, that's right. Harry survived because he turned into a cat. A small kitten. And
Well,
so...
you know what they say, a cat will do too.
Snape... Oh, you're gonna regret those words. So Snape takes the cat home, heals Harry, and adopts him as his father. And then Snape has sex with Harry while he's a cat.
Believe it or not, I saw that coming.
He was hoping it went that direction.
Oh god.
Shit, here we go again.
Did it go into Snape's hidden feelings for McGonagall and he was taking it out on a different cat instead?
Oh,
No, we
Thankfully, no.
actually thankfully never got that far.
Listen, we got to the part where Snape was doing things, and we went,
Yeah, we just kind of stopped there and we're like, "Ha! Wow! No, let's end it here."
I do believe we're done
All
here.
right, thank you for telling everybody what my story isn't. I appreciate that.
Yeah, don't worry.
I think
There's
you were
another
very
one. So-
accurate in describing what my story is not. It was
Yes,
very accurate.
and then the other story that the Panther is from is a story in which Harry, at the age of 10, is sold as a sex slave to a dog.
Serious? Or
well, no, he's sold to a
Yeah.
lady who's going to...
so Marge?
Yes.
I was going to say, you can see where the rest of this is going.
Believe it or not, my imagination isn't that good, but I don't want you to tell me anyways. Can we get on with the show?
So anyway, he turns into a panther and rapes Vernon and Marge to death, and then for some reason he goes to France and gets hired as a professor at Bubuxton's at the age of 10.
11 years old?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then proceeds to find Fleur, make out with her at the age of, they were like, what, 11 and 12 or 11 and 13 or something?
13, maybe, yeah.
And then every morning, Harry turns into a panther and has sex with Fleur. Yes.
I think the dumbest thing involving sex I saw was Animagus form transformed Vila.
Oh, gee.
That's...
Yeah,
Yes,
interesting.
violently
I-
committing sexual relations with his students in panther form, yes.
Harry, that's a violation of your teacher's ethics.
Anyway,
Harry, you took an oath. You can't do that.
you took it.
Oh, by the way, Sneaky, you'll be happy to know I'm pissing off mods and share a server already.
I'm not surprised.
As we speak.
Yeah.
Harry
Usually it gets
struggled with the box of butterbeer as he descended down the Gryffindor Tower towards the bridging hallway connecting it to that of Ravenclaw. Are they really?
Can we have someone else read it who's a little less dramatic?
Nope.
I mean,
He's the only one who reads.
I'm the only one that reads because I'm the only one that actually will read it. Max just
He's the
stays
host.
silent half the time. Atin doesn't read shit ever.
I'm
I
silent
read
half the
plenty. I
time
just don't
because
care
everyone
about.
else is
I just don't want to read
talking.
any of this.
See, there you go.
Because you don't want people taking sound clips of you for your future political campaigns.
Probably.
As if I cared about politics. The only thing I care about politics is that everyone is stupid and you should all make me the new dictator.
Oh, speaking of which, side little tangent, Max, you will be amused by the fact that they did, in fact, demand I apologize on that server for.
Oh, hey, Oh, wow, I got banned from the server already. No voice.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, I just got banned. I gotta tell you
wow.
about this. This is the greatest shit. So,
No,
No.
we're gonna read his
Okay.
story.
okay.
Follow it up.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay.
We're gonna have to hear this from Tojo after the stream, and Sneaky, you need to tell me why you were being told to apologize, because
Oh.
sometimes you say shit you should apologize for.
When I took the mods to task for
Oh no, I'd have
misconstruing
told them
what
to
I was
fuck
saying.
off.
Yeah, no.
I'd have told them to fuck off.
They said I have to apologize, and I said I'm not going to apologize for something that I'm not sorry for. And they're like, "Well, you're saying you're not wrong?" I'm like, "No, I never said that. I just said I'm not sorry for it."
Tojo messaged me saying I needed to come on.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Everyone, shut up. We're gonna finish this fic. We're gonna talk about it, then we can move on to other shit.
Oh no.
The box of refreshments wasn't particularly heavy. It was just awkward to lug around. If only the packers had seen fit to ship them in a proper square container instead of the rectangular baker's dozen.
What?
I don't know. I kind of find the rectangles easier to carry than the squares, but whatever.
Yeah, a rectangle's a lot easier to keep under your arm.
Well, I mean, I suppose these could be in the milk carton formation, you know, with the open top. I don't know.
He's got it.
Yeah, okay. He'd never fully appreciate how
I forgot I was
inconvenient-
muted. Sorry.
He'd never fully appreciate how inconvenient some of the tasks.
Sneaky vibes. Sneaky vibes.
Shut the fuck up. Just because I forget
Yes,
I'm
I forget
muted
I was muted.
sometimes. Look, just because I went on a 30-minute rant while forgetting to enable audio for...
That's like Isley asking us if we were in the voice chat while playing. Art.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Good times, good times.
He'd never fully appreciate how inconvenient some of the tasks needed to open certain doors and passageways in the castle could be until he attempted to do a one-armed pull-up on the lever chandelier on the 5th floor while propping a 30-pound box of glass bottles on his hip. That's fair enough.
It's very specific.
That sounds like he's weak.
It's also a very long sentence. I would even go as far as to say that might be a run-on.
That's a little bit of a long sentence.
Yeah.
Maybe he just needed to work on his upper body strength. Then again, the fact that he could even do a one-armed pull-up despite being weighed down by an additional 30 pounds served as a cogent counterpoint to the idea. Fair enough. Soon enough, he rounded onto the 4th floor and turned down one of the more utilitarian sections of the castle. In one of the 100 or so storerooms tucked away on the east end was the room that had once contained the Mirror of Ariasad. One of them now contained food stock and potion ingredients. He wondered why they didn't store them closer to the kitchens and dungeons respectively, but figured with magic and house elves' choice of storage, places really didn't prioritize distance so much as total cubic meters of area. This evening's jaunt, for once, was not for the purpose of mischief, research, or stealing potion ingredients. Tonight was a much more relaxing affair, and his destination was at the end of the hallway. Wasn't there one where Sneaky ranted for a solid hour on stream with the mute on? No, never an hour. Usually it's around 10 to 20 minutes on average. But I forget. It was damn close. Fuck off, Isley. You don't even know what a computer is.
Are you guys in a voice chat, by the way?
What?
That's the same fucking meme.
Yeah.
What?
We were playing Hoy with Isley, and he asked us,
Yeah,
like, hey,
Sunday.
are you guys in a voice chat? We've been in the voice chat for, like, I don't know, 3
2.5
or 4
hours?
hours at that point?
Yeah.
And then, like, he has Discord too, he can see it!
Isley's blind. Anyway,
Yeah.
so...
And then.
He took a deep, steadying breath to calm his nerves when he reached a tapestry overlooking the entire hallway. It depicted a somewhat burly, though in no way unattractive, witch wearing overalls and a straw hat. With one hand, she held a pair of shears. I believe you spelled that one wrong. That's should be EA.
Shears. Not sheer.
And the other, a freshly picked rose. I mean, she could be holding up shear cane.
I guess, yeah.
You never know with wizards.
True.
Unlike most secret passages in this school, this one was convenient to open, even more so than regular doors. He leaned forward, pressed his nose against the rose, and inhaled deeply. Unsurprisingly, it smelled of dusty old fabric, but he let out an even deeper sigh of contentment. That part was important, even if you had to fake it. The freckled gardener giggled as her tapestry shimmered and faded into a ghostly mirage, allowing Harry to step through into one of Hogwarts' secret gardens. Dashes instead of hyphens.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Leave it to Hogwarts to hide the gardens from the people who might need them.
Indeed.
Typical.
That doesn't exactly seem more convenient than a doorknob. I mean, when you only got one hand,
You just sniff it, and it opens. Pretty convenient to me.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say
Kinky.
that.
You've clearly never had to move heavy objects through a doorway before with one hand.
I have.
No,
And I
not
gotta
you. I'm
tell
talking to Barracks, the asshole saying that doorknobs are easier. Barracks,
You
you're
can
a
have
liar.
both hands occupied and still open this door.
Leaning forward is a pain.
Sound like the
Barracks,
fucking OxyClean homeboy.
I believe
trying
that's
to sell
because you're
us the-
70.
Sniff on, sniff off. The newest gray sweeping the nation. Attach it to your doors and you can open them by sweeping
I
it.
was literally about to make that fucking joke.
Jesus fuck.
Let's see, where is it here? The Ravenclaw Rose Retreat, as it was called by those who knew of it, was one of 4 secluded greenhouses inside the castle. Inside the castle? Wait, within the castle proper. The castle proper. That's like the entirety of the castle, right?
The actual structure of the castle instead of
The
just
main
Hogwarts
part of the
grounds.
castle.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, magic. Okay. It was a little more than a glass dome at the very top of one of the peripheral towers fused into Ravenclaw Tower. Inaccessible from below and impossible to spot from above.
Magic.
Okay, fair enough. Roughly the size of the greenhouse Professor Sprout used for classes. The copper frame holding the glass panels was obscured by thick morning glory and blueberry vines, blotting out the sky directly above. Forming a large circle at the center of the room was a veritable forest of rose bushes, each as tall as a man and every petal the color of a dazzling sapphire. Each of these thornless bushes was nested in the carpet of bronze coral bells. Man, you're really going for the Tolkien aspects, aren't you?
I
Listen,
didn't realize my
alright,
language
no, I
was
wanna
so
take a
flowery
second.
until it came out of your mouth.
Very few people can write like J.R.R. Tolkien. In fact, so far there's been 2 people.
People
Tolkien
shouldn't
and
write
his
like
son.
J.R.R. Tolkien.
No, they shouldn't. No.
Because he's not a very good writing style. Yeah, for the time, but it's not.
think-
Doesn't.
I think Gurm does the same thing, but with food, in that it's so descriptive. It makes you kind of grossed out by the thing you're looking at. It makes it alien to you. So like,
No,
he spent-
I think his descriptions are fine. I'm just saying it's a lot of flowery language.
I didn't realize it was so flowery until I heard it coming out of your mouth.
That's why you get other people to read your stuff.
Everyone just
Yeah, I'll
gonna
tone it
ignore the double pun there. No. Okay. Just gonna ignore the pun. Fine. Fuck you
No, I
guys.
got it. I got
Oh,
it.
no, we all got the flowery imagery. Yeah, we get it. There's flowers. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who he's actually talking to on this one.
everyone, obviously.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
As
Because none
always.
of us applauded his use of flowery language in reference to flowers. We're just
You know, leave it to a
sarcastic.
Japanese guy to sniff out gay people.
That's true.
Yeah, you gotta figure out what they are.
Well,
Hunt them
he's
down.
half Jap, half German. It
Oh,
makes
so he's
sense.
doubly effective.
Exactly. That's why I said war crimes are like foreplay for him.
Apo, Kimpetai.
We need to get
Why
you an
not both?
Italian girlfriend.
Yeah, honestly, I really
What?
am.
So she can cuck him?
Or a German.
No, so he can sire a child that's all
Damn.
three axis of power.
Damn! Jesus fuck! Just assassinated.
Oh,
He's
man.
got a little bit
Over.
of socialism on the
Murdered.
German side, a little bit of imperialism on the Japanese side. Now he just needs some straight up fascism.
Yeah.
Y'all
And his
need
bloodline
help.
will be complete.
I just need some ethno-nationalism, you know?
His eyes were like sapphires. Red.
They're so wide.
What? Wait a second, what?
No, hold on a minute. His
They're
eyes
all
are like
red sapphires.
sapphires. They
Chat-
belong in the museum.
Chat
British
shit
museum.
posting. Chat shit posting right now, okay?
Okay.
They,
Fuck
they
me.
do that when we
I was
don't
about to
read
lose
enough
my
garbage.
fucking mind.
Wait, hold on. Are red sapphires actually?
I believe they are.
Oh fuck.
They're called rubies.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
They're the
yeah.
same.
But
They're
does
the
the
same thing.
general-
The blue ones
Wait,
have a
Alright,
does
logo
the
first
in
of
them.
all,
general
you can't spell
fanfiction.net reader
sapphire.
know that?
I want to point out
No.
how Sneaky tried to spell sapphire.
Fuck off! Hold
How
up!
how did he try to spell sapphire?
S-A-P-H-O-R-E.
Or
Nice job, Steve.
So-
Nobody got my
Jesus
joke
Christ.
earlier.
All right, time to
Rubies
see
and
if that's a
sapphires are
word.
both
I love
conundrums.
doing this.
Oh
They're
no,
both the same thing.
Max.
No, it's not. I'm sad. Wait, where's the translate tool?
Oh god.
he's gonna find the fucking.
You guys have left me behind in this conversation. I have no idea what you're talking
No.
about. His
I am
misspelling of the word
significantly
sapphire.
angered at the
Yeah.
fact that red sapphires
Nicky can't
exist.
spell.
Why?
They're called rubies. They're the
Nope.
same
No.
chemical, except.
This is called a genuine red sapphire.
Hang on a second. Because sapphires and rubies are just the same corundum ore, but with a different amount of aluminum and shit. Hang on.
I just want to smack him with a nerd sign.
Oh no! There's a whole chart. What makes it a sapphire and what makes it a ruby? Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, if it has Groudon, we know it's
But what if there's Rayquaza?
oh
Okay.
no, then it's an
Rose cut
emerald.
red
duh.
sapphires.
Oh
yeah.
god.
Look on the bright side, Sneaky. Red sapphires are man-made. Like it's not a naturally occurring thing. You have
Okay,
that.
that
explains
does
my
make me
confusion.
feel a little
Yes.
bit better. How did this get so derailed? You fucking said the word red sapphire, which made me have to look it up because that has to be a thing somewhere.
He did not say the words red sapphires. He said, your eyes are like sapphires. Red.
Basically saying red sapphire.
Don't make
It's
us.
just,
Do not
it's
make
just
us
a weird
clap.
way of admitting that you're blind. I can't tell what fucking eye color you have.
I am blind!
No, I mean, you're a fucking idiot.
I mean,
So fucking
he is,
stupid.
but
I fucking hate you, Sneaky. I fucking hate you, man. You fucking retard, okay? You knuckle dragging Neanderthal, somehow white motherfucker.
Hold on a minute. Somehow.
Somehow.
What? I'm so curious into
Sorry, I
what
need a
somehow means.
I need the drink.
I don't
need to
know.
control this cough.
I'll drink to that, bro.
Alright, well, Jack Daniels, you performed valiantly, but your services are no longer required because you're empty.
Fucking Discord. God. Fucking. Don't. I just gonna reconnect occasionally because it decides to turn everyone into fucking Robocop.
Oh, okay. Alright.
So you're
Come
gonna do
dock
more
with
than
us,
one
Arn.
fanfiction
Come
tonight, or
dock
are you
with
gonna
us.
get through mine?
Oh, no, whoa.
Get
I know
there.
what I'm saying. Are you actually gonna get through more than one today?
No,
Me.
he's
You
not.
said you had a bunch. You
You gotta
said
try.
you had a list of them.
Dude, I will go on as long as I need to. I've done it before. I've had a 5-hour stream before.
Yeah.
To be fair,
was
that
there
one was
the
about
whole
world
time. Have a doctor
building.
look
We
at
were
that.
all involved, and it was excellent.
Could be a UTI.
We did derail quite a bit at one
Jesus.
point where we just started playing video games instead.
No, to be fair, you were paid for that.
Oh no, I'm talking about
Yeah.
the other one, the New Year's one.
Oh, well, New Year's doesn't count.
No, you don't remember my first podcast where we went
What did I just
5 hours?
Back to?
Oh right, the Game of Thrones podcast. Yes.
That one, that was hell. Even the next one, we went like 3 hours.
But
Anyway.
thank
Way
you,
too
I
fucking much.
find some decent Game of Thrones stories.
We are over here. I'm not.
Oh, have you tried that Lord of the Rings one?
Look, so I'm not gonna do the accents.
No, I
I
haven't
don't
actually
expect
gotten
you
to
to
read
do
that one
accents.
yet.
Yeah, okay,
but
just
but
wanted
I
to be
You're
clear
already
here.
too over the top. I don't need to do accents.
Yeah. It's good.
Das
Shall
gut.
we?
Das gut, ja.
The French villa called. Oui, oui.
Stop
Why, is
making
that
those
you?
fucking like snarling noises.
You mean a snort?
Oui, oui.
Ho
Y'all are both fucking
I
retarded.
think one of us might be a spy.
I think both of y'all are fucking retarded.
I don't know.
Mayhaps.
I have a doctor's note saying I can do this.
You have a doctor's note saying a lot of things.
Look, just
I
because
keep
doctors
this
are
card
easily bribed
in my
here.
pocket to show people that I'm retarded. My name is SneakyDevil. Trademark 2020.
Oh wow.
My doctor said I have to show everybody that
Yeah.
I'm
Yes,
actually
Ice, it's that man
really
right
smart.
there.
Sneaky, we have 17 unique viewers right now. Been a while
That's
since
a
we hit
lie.
that number.
No, we do actually.
Many of them are bots.
When Fleur
Fuck you
had asked
too.
him if he knew of a quiet, secluded place where they could talk and drink, he had expected a private meeting. Thank you. With just the two of them. As such, he struggled to keep a friendly smile on his face when he navigated through the maze of stone benches and turned the corner to find the other male champions there waiting with her. Either you're all meeting as friends, or this is about to turn into a very, very horny sausage fest.
Battle Royale.
The villa has a very specific set of desires.
No, Arn, we cannot call it a battle royale.
Last man standing.
There can only be one.
One punch!
You all need to stop.
When you said that, the stream lost 2 viewers, by the way. I just want to
Yeah, I know. Shiro's server's probably gonna be
Jesus.
popping in and out because they like to come on here, watch like 2 minutes, and be like, "Oh my God, he's not like meticulously describing the English language. This guy is trash." And then they tell me I'm trash later.
My story off.
I think you're already a little bit anal retentive about the English as you are now.
Oh,
I
I know. It's really
Yeah.
confusing because they're like, "Why aren't you more anal retentive?" I'm just like, I don't know, because I probably don't want to do a 7-hour podcast.
Sorry,
Hey,
I've got
Dan.
a fucking life.
No, I don't.
No, I know, but like more than them, probably.
That's possible. I mean, they do
mean,
write fan
Like, you're
fiction.
not writing CYOAs all the time, so clearly you're doing something right.
Oh,
Damn! Fucking
That's some,
roasted!
I'm kidding.
Ooh,
No, I'm not. No, I'm
that's
not.
He's not kidding.
come on now.
Yeah,
That's a
I'm
bit
not kidding.
harsh.
I'm never kidding.
Base.
I mean, hey, you said it first, man.
wait. Twitch, you're fucking drunk. Fuck off, Twitch. Oh, like,
No,
okay,
you're
so,
drunk.
no. So I looked over to Twitch, and Twitch is displaying the quote currently displayed picture from my stream, and it's still showing the red fucking sapphire. I'm looking over at OBS, and OBS is like, "Nah, man, we're back to the thick." I'm like, "What the f-?"
No, I'm looking at the stream right now. It's back to the fic. You're fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
it's been for a while.
The dashboard constantly fucks up, but it was just a moment of like, wait, what the fuck? Wait, hold up. Twitch.
Okay, so far I've been taking notes, and so far the criticisms are that I keep getting autocorrected from Marauders to Marauders possessive.
Yes.
Sheer should be spelled with an A.
Yep.
Language is too flowery, and there's not enough penises.
I don't think that last one needs to be in there.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright,
it's
I'll
an
go ahead and
accurate
press the
summary,
backspace
however.
a few times.
There might be too many penises.
Alright, I deleted that one. Keep the criticisms coming.
Okay. That's blah 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 blah. Evening, Cedric, Victor. You all three managed to escape from your damsels in distress to join me here. He greeted his older competitors. They looked as impressive as ever. Oh. When I said remove the dick, I didn't mean continue on soliloquy about their physical physique.
I saw that fat ass on him. I was like, damn, boy, you got
There's a
cake.
joke coming where he denigrates one of their physiques.
Even in their simple school uniforms, Fleur was breathtakingly beautiful and Cedric was enviably handsome. Victor looked like Victor.
Big
No
dick.
Vivek.
No cum.
Alcohol's hitting me. Okay.
You are the lowest common denominator.
Thank you.
I think he's talking to me.
Oh.
I'm talking to both of you.
Fuck you do, bro.
No compliment or denigration about his appearance could be made. It was exactly the kind of visage Harry strived for.
That I
Hold
could
on a
reward
minute.
to be less
How do
flowery.
you
be
strive
made.
for a bit? This is not
No,
The Witcher.
no,
You
no,
can't
it's-
just...
no, hold on, that's
Hang on a
fine.
second.
Striving for visage.
No,
is
Harry
fine.
Potter wants to go under the radar half the time. He hates being stared at, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So he
True.
wants to. He'd prefer not to be particularly handsome or ugly.
Yeah.
If he could just go under the radar.
Yes.
But, like, you can't
Point.
strive for a visage. Like, that's
Is
not
it?
something
Oh,
you...
whoa! Hold the fuck
Oh,
up!
did I
You
use the wrong
totally
word there?
can.
Wait,
No,
How
you-
do you...
I think you.
Not without extensive like, you can't just change the way your face looks. Yes, I know they're wizards and there's magic, but there's still limits to
No,
what
no,
they're...
no, no.
No,
Oh.
he's right. I used the wrong word. Visage is regarding the face. He's correct. My
Is it
mistake.
really?
All
Yeah!
Yep, it is the
Not
wrong
you, don't
word.
step to me!
I used the wrong word. I'll add that to the
that's
list.
fair enough.
That was so white. Don't step to me.
It's all I've got. That and excessive knowledge of Star Wars.
Well, see, the thing is, even though he lives in Chicago, I don't exactly need to worry about him bringing out his Glock because he doesn't own one. He's white.
He doesn't got the
I
Draco.
owned a Glock. I didn't like it much.
The Glocks
it's
are
not
okay.
like I can't
A
get
lot of
one.
people are way too obsessed with Glocks as guns. They're not particularly good.
It's a cultural thing. Yeah, it's
It was just a 9mm gun that I bought. It was the cheapest
Listen,
one they had.
the
I'm like,
only
yeah, I should have a
cultural gun I
pistol,
care
too.
about is the Colt 45.
I
It's
mean,
a
I'm,
good
I'm just
gold
saying a
gun
high
there.
point can serve as a bludgeon as well. So, you know, it's a 2-for-1.
Okay, look, all I'm gonna
Mecha
say
chest.
is because of my last name, I am in fact contractually obligated to purchase only Winchester products.
Of course, of course. Anyway. And one which he assumed the Bulgarian seeker crafted deliberately. Indeed. Hermione went to sleep.
He's not French. He's Bulgarian or German. I can't. Or Russian. I can't decide which.
Bulgarian.
He goes between them. No. He switches between the accents. It's a joke that I'm running into fic that sometimes he says
Oh.
da.
Good.
He says da. Or some other shit. So nobody can tell. Are you Russian? Or are you Bulgarian? He says.
I mean, he
"Peace."
played for the Bulgarian
TV
national
providers.
team. He's probably Bulgarian.
Well,
No,
hold on
okay,
a second.
hold on a
Whoa.
minute. Just because someone plays for a national team doesn't make that like.
The U.S.
This is very
constantly recruits outside the U.S. for better athletes. Just, it's
All
like
of our
a-
baseball players are Puerto Ricans. I'm sorry. They're
It's
the only
a-
ones that
it's-
can
it's
do
a
No,
lot of-
Japanese
actually,
and
wait,
Korean.
that is a misnomer. They're all Dominicans. I'll have you know. Okay,
Puerto
they're
Rican.
all
Fair.
Dominican.
There are a lot of Dominicans out there too. On that base, on that.
It's
diamond.
mostly Dominicans. A couple of Japs, Dominicans, some Puerto Ricans. That's what it is.
Look, he's really passionate about baseball, so
I'm not. I
I'm-
fucking hate it.
he's
can't
really
stand
passionate
it.
about hating it.
I'm not a boomer.
I'll watch baseball before I watch Parody Ball.
Ooh.
Poverty ball.
Jesus.
Fuck
Ooh.
you.
Do you guys remember? I'm gonna steal a joke from the Beckloff if any of you
Yep.
have ever watched him. There was a few years ago where Sony was advertising. I think it was the PS4,
Mhm.
and like one of the games they were showing was a fucking football game. And like,
Yeah.
and
FIFA.
he's looking at this.
Yeah.
He's saying, and you could just tell reflected in his eyes the expressions of absolute I don't give a fuck on the faces of the crowd. The sport you were looking for was baseball. Japanese people cannot give a fuck about Poverty Ball.
No, they don't. No.
They really cannot.
I take issue with the name Poverty Ball.
Japan
Yeah,
is the
you
only
would,
country that
Poverty
gives
boy.
less of a shit about Poverty Ball than Americans. And I got to tell you, while I enjoy playing Poverty Ball much more than baseball, watching it not so much.
That is fair.
Yeah,
Playing
yeah.
football is so much more fun than watching baseball. That is a million times.
I don't know. I think Handeg could do it with a little bit less padding.
Yeah.
Have you seen the recent injury sprees?
And
Like
fuck cricket.
Yeah,
Dak
we-
Prescott's leg got broken.
We could
Fucking
do with more.
And fuck
Look,
cricket. It's
all I'm
baseball on
saying
easy mode.
is if they followed the rules of NASCAR, right?
Look,
you don't
look.
stop the play unless there's a really big thing, right? Somebody's leg got broke, you stop the play. But
that's not how games work. Different
no,
games
see-
have
see-
different rules.
No,
yeah,
see,
and I'm saying the rules would be more fun if there was more violence.
look, we're paying them multiple millions of dollars.
But
They can stand to lose a limb or two.
I can't stand. This is something I've heard people actually say that modern American football
Yeah.
is like the gladiators of the Roman times.
oh
Wait,
no,
what?
none of them die. Well,
None of well,
very few
only
of
from
them
their
die.
own drug choice.
Well, their wives usually die first.
Yes.
And there are
The
The
last
only
person
people
who
who beat their wives
almost
more than
died
police.
was Alex Smith because his leg got broken horribly, and he was bleeding. But yeah,
okay. Hold on a second. If we're gonna talk about people who give absolutely zero fucks, it is absolutely hockey players. Or do we really have to bring up the hockey player who got his throat slashed by a skate and was like,
Oh, I thought
"Put
you were
me
trying
back
to
in,
say that-
coach."
wait,
people who don't give a
that was in the
sports we don't
80s.
give a-
If you can bring up 80s
Yeah,
sports
no,
for modern
no.
day, I
Okay,
get to bring up
okay.
80s football.
Oh,
80s football
older.
is
If we're going to
brutal.
bring up 80s anything, it's going to be 80s
Yeah,
wrestling.
Okay, that's fair
And,
enough.
oh no, 80s MMA because they had all the weight classes in there. A fucking sumo wrestler with a skinny 90-pound kickboxer. That's what the shit they used to do.
That was
No,
funny.
old hockey was a lot more violent. I do remember old hockey being.
Hockey today is still a real sport. American football is not.
No, it's not.
But I thought you were trying to say that, oh, you want to talk about sports people don't give a fuck about, it's hockey. And
I
would
will
well,
say,
that's more because of environment. 'cause people
one more
invested in
football
can't
joke
exactly play
before we move on. I did hear
American
someone
or
refer to
hockey?
American football as the most realistic interpretation of an RTS they've ever seen.
hockey. Yes!
That's funny.
I'm stealing that. I am stealing that. Continue.
That's pretty funny.
I had to recruit the girl of Lavender to guide her to her room.
The
We're
girl
we're
of
just gonna
Lavender?
we're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with it.
It's Victor. He doesn't speak English too good.
Ah, yes, fair.
Big joke. Isn't he funny?
He should have said the brown girl.
Lavender's brown? I thought. that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
An-
That's her
Angelina.
last name.
That's
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the J.K. Rowling was a bit on the nose with some of the characters. Lavender Brown was brown.
No, she wasn't though.
No,
Because in the movie she was
she's
white,
like a
and
white
she
blonde. No, in the book
Yeah.
she's like the blondest blonde ever.
Yeah, no,
Blondest
in the book
blonde,
she is
airhead
too.
blonde
She
bimbo.
retconned that shit, man.
No,
That's
no,
retcons.
no,
That's Pottermore retcons.
It's actually worse than that. So, Lavender Brown actually was black in the movies, and J.K. Rowling had final say on every single actor playing every single part. And Lavender Brown was brown in the movies until Lavender Brown got speaking lines.
I don't
Wasn't
believe,
that,
I don't think
no,
that's true.
wasn't that
there were
Angelina?
no black girls in Harry's class. There was only Sean.
Yeah,
Dean.
Dean
Dean was
Thomas.
the only black
Yeah.
person in
Yeah.
their group.
Token black.
Yeah,
Black
and
guy.
then they had
Side
to like
characters that
sub
are
in
never-
they had to sub in Blaze for
that's right.
for-
didn't I?
And
for
so everyone
Goyle.
thought that Goyle turned black. No, that was Blaze.
Yeah.
Goyle turned-
No, that was Blaze, and it was because Goyle went to jail.
Yeah.
All right, I'm changing that to Brown Girl. That's 5 criticisms so far. You guys are really improving the story here.
Nobody asked for your opinion.
So, in case you haven't figured it out yet, this is a parody of Mystery Science Theater.
That's
Yeah,
everything. That's every
I
review
was
show.
told earlier by people on Shiro's server that they didn't know what Mystery Science Theater was. Jesus fucking Christ.
That
Zoomers.
is a
Yeah.
personal problem.
Fucking Zoomers.
Zoomers rise up.
Yeah, gang.
Gamers. GAYME.
I'm sorry, people.
Mm.
Somebody just posted this on one of the servers. I'm trolling in other servers while I'm listening. to
Oh,
you guys
excellent.
rant.
Yeah, no, totally.
Donald J. Trump. Tweet. I won the election. Disclaimer. Multiple pedophile apologists called this election differently.
Jesus fuck.
No, I have to say, I am loving this new meme format. I've seen one for ancient Greece. I've seen.
I'm not sure about taking the gift from. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I'm loving this meme format. I've seen quite a few good ones out there right now.
I have them all.
Twitter disputes this claim. They're great. I love it.
Hang on, let me scroll up. I have them all here in my Discord somewhere.
Yeah, just drop them in the memes and shit posts.
I'll do that. Continue.
Alright, so let's see here. Harry glanced at Cedric, who didn't need more than a nonverbal cue to add his 2 cents. Cho made it all the way until it was time for me to come meet with ya. She's a trooper. Why the fuck is he Southern?
No, you know what?
It's because he's reading it.
Keep
Because
him
you're
Southern.
reading it.
Yeah, hold on, let me get my Southern going on right here. Cho made it all the way until it was time for me to come meet with you. She's a trooper, that one. As good as seeker of either of us, and we have the stamina to spare at the lake, don't we?
He's just
That's
bragging
awful.
about fucking Cho. Yeah, dude,
Yes.
I raw dog her all the time. We've got the
That
stamina.
wasn't what I meant, but okay. No, because everyone else is exhausted from being in the lake.
No, I get that.
They passed out.
But when you say she's a trooper and then go
Yeah.
on about your stamina, I've got to
Yeah, I
wonder.
get it. All right, you're right. That was not my intention. But oh, Socrates. I don't know, man. I'm beginning to think that maybe the ruling elite aren't as wise as they claim. Disclaimer: learn more about how Socrates is corrupting the youth of Athens.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the Greek one. Before we continue, we must not bring the wooden horse into the city. I fear Greeks, even those bearing gifts. We must burn it. Disclaimer: learn how the generous Greek peace offering is safe and secure.
Yeah, I love them. I love them all.
The best one is, of course, the Tree of Knowledge. God the Father Almighty, at Dominus Deus. But of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat. For in whatsoever they shall eat of it, thou shalt die of the death. Disclaimer: learn how if you eat the fruit, you will not die, but be like unto gods, knowing good and evil.
By the way, that's probably my favorite, like, kind of, like, religious right? The one where it's like, no, we're not gonna, like, mock them or be like, haha, you believe in a god, you're stupid. Just, let's have some fun with what's actually written in the text.
Yes.
Good job.
Also, 2 cents. This is a minor little thing, but 2 cents, it would be like 2 pence. Harry wouldn't say.
Oh!
That's a lot of
British
electricity. 2 pence.
terminology.
Yeah, local terminology.
Oh, Mike Pence joke. I loved electricity. I love riding Mike Pence. I love Mike Pence's riding. Yep. British terminology.
Deus Volt.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna say.
That was really bad. That was a horrible joke.
Fuck. What was the copper piece in the Wizarding Money?
Nuts.
Nuts. Knuts.
Nuts. Yeah.
Knuts. Yes, the Knuts.
Knuckles.
Newts.
It always makes me remember Kanukistan, the home of
Yes, Knuckles.
Kanukistan, the place where they make all that maple syrup and they play hockey a lot.
Oh, the leaf. Yes.
Yeah.
Kanukistan.
Where they smoke the leaf.
Google biblically accurate angels. No, I love that. Yeah, that's pretty good.
What is
I legit learned what
biblically
Mystery
accurate?
Science Theater was because of you. Oh, well, thank you.
I mean, at least he learned.
Oh no! Oh, everything's disappearing. Oh, okay.
You said what was a biblically accurate angel?
Oh,
Lovecraft?
the ball of eyeballs and wings. That's supposedly a biblically accurate angel, which is why they kept having to scream, "Don't fear me!" And it's like,
Yeah.
have you guys
Well-
considered not being a mass of eyeballs?
Well, I think
Sneaky-
that's God. If
there's
we
a
want to
threat
get into
there.
actual theology here, the reason I think
Yeah.
God does that is so we don't accidentally worship.
That's you know
Well,
what?
He sends his messengers here looking like fucking things out of a Lovecraft nightmare, so we don't accidentally worship them.
Well, part of the problem is that angels weren't really messengers. The specific angel that showed up saying "Don't fear me,"
No.
those were the people he sent to fuck shit up. If they showed up,
True.
things were getting broken.
True,
He
there's
just
the open
occasionally,
M.
but
Well, no,
occasionally,
all the
like the
angels look
entire.
fuck up.
I would say, listen, the entire messenger corps got busy sometimes, so he's like, I can't send the normal ones. We gotta send one of the Cthulhu horrors.
No,
Screams
dude,
and
all
sine
the angels
wave.
look like Cthulhu horrors. Every single one. There's the
No.
open M that look like rings with eyes. There's the
Not all of
fucking-
them look like Cthulhu horrors.
The archangels had 4 animal heads, hoofed things, and fire for eyes.
I never said they all look pretty, but some of them looked
Okay, true.
relatively.
Some of them
normal.
looked more regular, closer to normal than others. None of them you would think was anything less than Egyptian god.
Yes, I'm just saying. Some of them were relatively normal.
Gee,
looking.
I wonder where they got the inspiration for that one for.
Could it be
I know there's-
the people who enslaved them for 1,000 years?
Also, I was gonna be
Jews were never
cheeky, but
slaves in Egypt.
the impetus has been lost, but I'm gonna say the joke anyway, though. I was gonna be cheeky after saying that whole thing in the southern accent and be like, translator's note, Cho didn't come once.
Hang on. Accidentally sex jokes.
Accidentally implied long coitus.
He finally
Accidental sex
reared on Fleur.
Jeez.
I think
Come
you've
on,
already
man,
got
you
the
do it on
accidental sex
purpose.
jokes down. I don't think you
Yeah.
need to intentionally do them. I think you already got them nailed down.
I do some intentionally. That wasn't one of them.
Oh, well, there you go. You accidentally intentionally... Wait, no, you intentionally accidentally did a sex joke. Yeah. Intentionals. Yeah. You know what? I'm not gonna
Where's your
follow that
shit
line of thought.
posting channel? I can't find the meme. Oh, there we go. Meme shit post. I found it. Continue.
I was gonna say it definitely exists. It's the most popular channel.
It's the only channel that people actually post on.
There you go. I posted it all. I posted all the 4 I have.
Excellent. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. She shrugged cutely, with her hands curled in her lap and a smirk tugging at her lips. Gabrielle did not make it past
It's not
lunch.
that bad if you read it in your head. It's just you.
Oh, I haven't brought out the tube yet, so be glad.
Oh boy.
The what?
The
It's
Echo
tube time.
Tube, because I'm retarded and I don't know how to use programs, I just got an Amazon delivery tube and I just put that up to my mouth and shout in it to add an echo
Did you
to
get
everything
one
I
of
say.
the
He's-
FAP
he's not
noise makers too?
The what?
The FAP noise makers. It's this rubber thing that you swing in your hand and it makes a FAP sound. That
Oh
is
no,
a
I
thing.
can just, you know. You can do that with your hands, you know.
I would say
Yeah.
mankind is perfectly capable of generating that without.
We can just make it. Wait. Let's just
We have
say
the
that
technology.
we have the technology, the ability.
With greetings out of the way, Harry placed the box of butterbeer on the stone bench between the one Fleur and Victor sat on and the one Cedric had monopolized before plopping down beside the Hufflepuff. On any other day, Cedric probably would have stopped by the kitchens on the way there to fill a few picnic baskets with treats, but the feast they all gorged on after completing the second task was still settling. Well, at least it was for Harry. And what of your lovely hostage?
Wait, was that actually in there?
What?
Or at least
Yes.
it was for Harry? Was that in there, or did you add that?
Oh, I added
Yeah.
the or. You said at least
Or
it
at least-
was for Harry.
Okay.
And what of your lovely hostage, Victor egged? The tall, petite redhead. Redhead.
Wedhead.
I do
Redhead.
appreciate the freckled girls. Fair enough. Harry snorted in place of dignifying the joke with a response. She does not leave much to be desired in the way of table manners, Fleur added. That was true. A paragon of table manners, Ron. Ron is soaking up some of the attention from being a hostage. More for my sake than his, Harry finally answered. He hoped the others would catch his meaning. Running interference to save you from suffocating crowds again? Good man, said Hedrick, confirming Harry's hope. He figured the conversation had gone on long enough and withdrew the knife Sirius had gifted him and stabbed them all to death.
Excellent. I'm glad we've gotten to the meat of the story.
It really cuts it, you know?
Wait. Is this in fact Harry Potter discovers animate dead?
No. No, don't remind me of that story, okay? Yes, guys, I know Diablo came out 8 years after the time period of this story, but just imagine that it came out earlier.
Oh yeah, I remember this story.
Oh, yeah, that one had you guys nearly frothing at once.
I don't understand why they didn't. If it was that, then why not just actually make it a crossover?
No, because the premise was that Harry and Dudley
I know,
were...
right? I already got the premise that he played the game and got the inspiration and created the actual spell. I got it.
Dudley became an actual paladin, by the way. He actually got holy spells.
That's
Also,
not a
for
bad
some reason,
idea.
Dudley was magic.
Yeah, apparently Dudley was magic. But honestly, overall, it wasn't really that bad of a story, except for, like, pretty much how the author implemented it. Everything about how the author implemented it.
I would say, like, the actual writing was fine, the grammar was fine, the concept was fine.
More or less.
I mean, yes, was it a little weird? Sure, but we've read
You know, the
weirder...
people listening still think that the story actually has Harry stabbing everyone, right? You do realize
No,
that everybody listening still
That's the
thinks
fun
that's
of this
actually what the story
podcast,
says.
is you don't
Okay.
know when I'm joking about what the author added and what he actually wrote.
Okay.
Say, regretfully, there have been plenty of times when we've had to stop and like actually go and like read the story ourselves line for line. Like, wait a minute, is Sneaky doing his thing again, or did the author? Oh, the author actually put that in.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
happened a couple times, and we wished I was joking, but it was. The guy uses a thesaurus a little too much. To be honest, I'm all for expanding your denotative horizons, but such flowery language is unprecedented. We've come across stories that literally look like someone just went through a thesaurus and just picked a word that was similar to the word that they were using previously, and it was really painful because it was like, that's not, word doesn't mean what you think it means.
I swear to God, I once used a word in a fanfiction just because I learned that word in another fanfiction. Then I got reviews from people saying, "Wow, I learned that new word just now."
Excellent, you're teaching people.
And that's how knowledge spreads.
Indeed.
And the word was
Through fanfiction.
catamite.
Knowledge. What?
Catamite.
Catamite. I've heard that before. I don't
Yes.
remember it.
You don't know what it means, though, do you?
No, probably not.
Exactly. That won't stop you from using it, however, I'm sure.
Just
Yeah.
like it doesn't stop the American public from talking about the election.
Just like it doesn't stop fanfiction writers from writing Worm, even though they've never read Worm.
What is worm? I keep. Well, no, don't get too off topic.
Why did you share that with me?
Atamite is a little boy kept for homosexual practices.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about something Max sent me directly.
Or in modern Muslim times, though now they call it Bhaktibazi.
Anyway.
Or in modern Buddhist practices. Or in Catholic
Apparently,
practices.
Halo 4 just dropped in the Master Chief Collection today.
Oh, good.
What?
Though now I can re-experience the most infuriating sniper hallway to ever exist on Legendary.
On what just dropped on MCC?
Halo 4 with like no fanfare, no announcement. It's just here now.
Okay, let's be real.
Well,
Halo 4 didn't have any fanfare and announcement in the first place.
Yeah.
I've never actually played Halo 4.
No,
I have
Halo
the Master
4
Chief
was hyped
Collection,
up
but I hate it.
when it was first like announced. It was hyped up pretty
Yeah, when
hard.
it was announced, and then it
Wait,
lost
really?
its shit.
Yeah, I
Because
don't
it was-
remember.
Yeah, it had a
Totally different
reasonable
than
amount of hype.
But
I'll
it didn't
download
live
it
up to
tomorrow
the
and
hype.
play it one play.
Mostly
Yeah,
because
it
everyone
didn't-
thought it was
didn't-
done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair, yeah.
The fight
Also,
was
it-
done.
It didn't live up, and the other problem was that
Yeah, you
They
know
ended
what?
up
That's a little bit of a
pushing
Final
forward
Fantasy
and
problem,
making
don't you
it.
think? You know, you start your third game with, I'm gonna finish this fight, and then you have fourth game comes out, and everyone's like, but wait a second.
No,
Wait, what?
hold on a
Final
minute.
Fantasy? What?
Every Final Fantasy is usually a different world entirely.
I
And
know,
it-
but it's the name thing, you know?
I
You start
disagree. I
Halo
think they're all the
3.
same world. Or one of two.
I mean, you do kill God quite often and reset the world, so it's entirely possible that every Final Fantasy is actually just the world after the previous Final Fantasy.
Well, they can all either fit into one of two. The fictional world in the book from Advance, from Tactics, or the actual world of Final Fantasy.
That's fair enough.
Or both, in the case of Final Fantasy 13.
13.
So terrible. So fucking
The
awful.
story's so bad, even I couldn't sit through it.
Small little
The
tangent.
only three I am positive exist in the same universe are Spirits Within, FF7, and FF10. And 13 at the very end of the timeline. In that order.
I will. Small little tangent is I did rent back in the days of Blockbuster. I did rent Final Fantasy 13 because I was visiting my mother as well. And
Blockbuster's been gone for 200 years. You're lying.
I need
It
you to
is not.
stop.
There was no Blockbusters around when FF13 came out.
What the fuck? Yes, there was.
No,
What do you mean
I
there?
am sure.
Then how the fuck did I rent a game from Blockbuster for Final Fantasy 13?
I have
Red
no
box.
idea. I think you're lying.
Okay,
I mean, you might have
it's
hallucinated
solved
it.
very quickly. Hang on.
he hallucinated a red box.
No,
as a
yeah.
as a fucking blockbuster.
What?
I need to look it up. When was Blockbuster shut down?
Yeah,
Closed.
2010
$1985.
company filed bankruptcy and closed all stores except for one, which has been turned into Airbnb for $4 a night, apparently.
September
Yeah.
23rd, 2010.
Good
Go
housing,
there.
right?
Final Fantasy 13
Yeah.
came out before then.
You get a free movie.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 13 was in 09.
Yeah, fuck
Okay.
you! Fuck
Yeah.
you, I was right!
Barely makes it. Barely within the time frame. Okay, I stand corrected. Color me surprised.
So anyway, I rented Final Fantasy 13 from Blockbuster.
That sentence sounds so wrong.
It really does.
So I bought a laser pistol in ancient Greece. And the alien manning the rug stall.
Yeah. Props to FF13 though. It's still graphically, it still looks really good.
How does something sound
It's
so cursed without
pretty.
being cursed? It's a skill I have. So anyway, I rented Final Fantasy 13 from Blockbuster, and I was visiting my mother when I was doing this. And, you know, I picked up a couple movies for us to watch together, and, you know. But, so, she was out doing, you know, errands or whatever one day, and I was like, oh, this is a good time to play this game that I've never played part of the series before ever of. And so I started playing it for a bit, and she comes into
That
my.
oh god, that's the worst one to jump in because like Final Fantasy
Yeah.
13 jumps you in like you're supposed to know what the foul C and the
I
ill
had
C
no
and-
fucking idea what was going on.
Because they put
Yeah, I
they
checked
put
out
the
as soon as
entire
y'all started
story of the
talking
game
about this
behind
shit.
text logs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
same.
anyway, she walks into the room. She's like, "Oh, what are you doing on the Xbox?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm playing this game I rented from Blockbuster." And she's like, "Oh, what? The scene she walked in on is the one where the two lesbian robots scissor each other and turn into a motorcycle."
Shiva.
And I'm sitting there like, "What the fuck?" And my mother's like, "What the fuck?" We're both just looking at each other like, "What the fuck is up with these Japs?" And I turned off the game and I
usually my
never played it
reaction
again.
to every time I finally find an anime that I kind of like and wouldn't be embarrassed about, there's at least one scene that makes me say, "God damn it, Japan!"
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, for
like, there's
me,
always
I like
that
it.
one scene where you're like, I can never share this with anyone I care about.
I
Yes,
can
and
never tell.
the biggest example of this is Made in Abyss. In the
Mm,
very first episode, there is exactly one frame of footage that says, "Well, now I can't share this with anybody."
yeah.
Well, it's
If you've seen Made in Abyss, you know what I'm talking about.
I will share that the first anime I ever saw was Chobits, and that was probably the worst fucking thing in existence to ever start off watching anime for.
Let's see. I hated anime when I was first introduced to it when I was 7. And in after-school daycare, the girls were watching Sailor Moon.
Oh.
And
I
then
mean,
when an
that's
episode of
the
Dragon Ball
worst
Z
you
came
could
on,
start with.
I never
and then
saw
Dragon
Sailor
Ball
Moon.
Z came on, and I was kind of interested in it with this weird alien chick, or at least what I thought was a weird alien chick, but was actually Frieza, was just talking. And I'm like, this doesn't really catch my interest.
That's funny.
I think it wasn't the Ocean dub, it was the one before that where he really sounded like a chick.
4Kids was my first introduction to anime besides Chobits, which was obviously
It was
also
Toonami,
a terrible way to be introduced to the anime.
Yeah. Well, I guess Pokemon would have been the first anime, but I hated Pokemon the show.
I guess
Yeah,
technically
no,
the
I
first
just-
anime
I
was
never really
Pokemon.
followed
No,
that,
actually,
Yeah.
no, because my parents really didn't let me watch it. So the first one was Naruto.
For
Yeah.
me, it was Yu-Gi-Oh! Technically, I guess.
Pokemon was before Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I
The
just got
Yu-Gi-Oh!
into
cartoon was meh.
I got into Magic the Gathering,
Shit,
and I
yeah,
basically
Yu-Gi-Oh!
just ignored every
I-
other card game.
I
Bro,
tried
that
over
opener-
the
Yu-Gi-Oh! and I
Pokemon
was
card
like,
game.
I don't understand any of these rules.
SAO was the first anime you ever watched. I feel fucking
That's
old.
sad.
Jesus
God,
Christ.
no, same. Yeah, no, that was my first anime too. At least I was like aware of it as an anime.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus, that's sad.
I saw
I know.
SAO before it became popular, and then after it became popular, I hated it. At first, I was kind of ambivalent towards it. After people started liking it, then I hated it.
The first season wasn't horrible, is the thing.
It wasn't.
It's the preceding
Yeah,
things
The first
that get
half
like
of
truly
season
shitty.
1,
yeah.
when it was still SAO, was,
Yeah.
pretty good. 6
It
or
was
7
okay,
out
but
of
I
10,
hate
maybe.
I'd say
MMO
even the first
animes.
episode was
Yeah.
good. Like,
I would have
just the
rather
first
had
episode,
a full-on fantasy
Oh,
in the
Yeah.
No,
world
no,
of SAO.
episode 1 did a good job of drawing you into the whole death game thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
no,
kinda
it was
like,
actually. I think episode
Future
1
Diaries
was
in that
like
way.
overachieving a lot. To be
I,
honest.
a hot take: Log Horizon is overrated.
Log.
Ooh, I've heard of
Better
that
than
one.
fucking
I've never
SAO.
watched.
I like that you're calling it a hot take, but like I think that's actually a fairly common.
No,
Another
no,
bullshit.
I
Is it
hear
another
no, I
bullshit
hear
MMO?
nothing
Better
but
than the
praise.
option.
I hear nothing but praise for Log Horizon. Everyone I've ever talked to who
What?
knows what Log
It's
Horizon is,
so
they're like, "Oh my god,
bad.
Log Horizon's so good." It's just like,
As
No.
shitty
People?
as
Hello?
Gary
Anybody?
Stew is in SAO, like at least there are stakes in the first half of SAO.
Yeah, the first half of SAO, like everybody's dying left and right. Everything is sad. Everyone's dying. Like it's just shit
yeah,
and pain.
yeah.
So I'll
Is
give
Log
them that.
Horizon another MMO one? Is it
Yeah.
actually a video game world instead of just being a fantasy?
What Log Horizon?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, I
it
think
is.
you might
I
well, he
hate-
also
I
might be
hate
thinking about
that trend.
Yeah, no, it's.
Well, you can thank Dot Hack for doing that, and then everyone taking Dot
Oh,
Hack's
you're
idea.
right. It's right. Dot
Actually,
Hack.
you can blame Digimon back in the day for doing that.
No, I think Dot Hack's
hate-
older than
Why
Digimon.
would I play Digimon for the
Yes.
death game thing?
Yeah.
No,
Dot
no,
Hack-
from the video game thing. I was talking
It
more about
wasn't
the
a video game though. They were in an actual artificial.
Okay,
they didn't
but
have
like
video game
it's the
stats and
most
shit.
basis of the idea.
No,
like
no,
going into it-
no. No, the digital
Yes.
world was a completely separate dimension. There's a difference
Yeah.
between
Well, I don't
You
even want
get
to get into
sucked
that.
into your
I
computer.
hate
video
You
game.
literally would get sucked into a computer.
Yes, and
Yeah.
Yes, but
you're
it existed
you're
as
in the
its own
internet.
separate world.
Digimon is you're stuck in the internet, and there's
It
artificial
still
light
isn't.
there.
It's still
I
like
get it. I get it.
a
I get
kernel
what
of
you're
the
trying to say,
idea.
but that's
I
not
mean,
what I have a
I'm just
problem
saying Digimon's
What I
maybe
have
the
a
most
problem
based
with-
anime because it tried the new
It
Japan.
is. It is the most based anime. To be fair, Digimon was baller, man. Everybody had a gun on them. That was the coolest
Really?
shit.
Digimon
Once you got
is
to like the
older.
highest
Fucking
level,
stage strap.
There's
Yeah.
an anime you might or might not have heard of called Trigun.
Oh,
I've heard of Trigun,
may
yeah.
not have heard
Trigun
of. Fuck off.
Great.
Trigun
Why
was
did we bring
amazing.
up Trigun though?
But my problem isn't that it's taking place in a digital world or even in a video game universe. It's the video game stats and terminology
Oh, that. Yeah.
that makes me
Or
cringe.
the
Like,
You know, I
lack of
think he'll
recently-
fit. I think you'll fit right in around here because I go off all the fucking time about video game stats in narrative stories.
yeah.
You know the first show that I liked that in, and I only liked it for like half a minute. It was Shield Hero, and it was just for that one arc that
It
Shield
was
Hero was.
strangely unintrusive in Shield Hero.
Yeah, but that's the one reason why I like Shield Hero's implementation of it because it was just like, oh yeah, the stats are a thing, but like it never gets paid attention to ever again. Besides, like,
Because
oh yeah,
the
Shield
game's
Hero has
mechanics
trouble
are
actually
hitting.
fun, is
convincing
what
that
it
they're in
is.
this world.
Yeah.
What
the
what I
actually
liked about
convincing that they're in that world.
brings them up, but it doesn't focus on it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, why didn't he get hurt by the attack? Oh, because his defense is so high. Oh, why can't he attack things? Oh, because his attack is so low. Oh, okay. And then just moves on from there.
And it's so bad that it's being drawn into animes that have nothing to do with video games. Like I finally
Like what?
watched what's it called? I finally watched it dubbed recently. It's the one where they're in they all have these imperial arms.
Oh,
Kame got killed.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that.
And then
I hate that
they
show.
keep saying they
It's-
keep using the phrase level up.
It's the Game of Thrones of
there-
anime.
Wait,
Yeah, and
I
there's a
don't
lot wrong with it
level up. I don't remember that ever being a thing in
in
the
English.
manga.
In the English dub, they
Hmm.
keep saying that.
Oh,
No,
they
I
did.
don't-
Okay, they did the
don't remember.
stupid.
I don't remember hearing that
Yeah,
in
they
English
did the
dub.
stupid pander. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
did the stupid localization thing where it's like, oh, we're gonna make this an equivalent in America and like English. Like, no.
Oh,
guys,
they did
that,
the that hit by O thing, the like believe it thing, where like they have to change some like phrase to make sense in English.
instead of
The
just
believe it,
either.
Naruto's believe it actually think works better than the thing in Japanese. I think.
That's
A little annoying,
Possibly
but
the
Naruto's
most
supposed to be
frustrating thing
annoying.
ever I see in Naruto fanfiction is authors trying to like add titabayao to everything Naruto says. And it's just like, oh
Yeah,
god,
it's
please fucking stop.
Or
Yeah.
honorifics.
Verbal tics are just.
Or
weird.
honorifics, yeah, Jesus
honorifics?
Christ.
Wait, okay, so like over honorifics, but like if it's unobtrusive, because I've just come to deal with it at this point. If you're
Yeah.
not overdoing it, I'll be fine.
I think the only time you
it
should
works
be
is
adding
senpai or
honorifics.
sensei.
If the only time you should be adding honorifics into anything when you're writing fanfiction for a story is if it's taking place in Japan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Like I
and
don't
even-
care that it's a Kane got killed. It's not taking place in Japan. They're not speaking Japanese. They're speaking Japanese because that's the language it was written in. That's because that's the language.
And
they're
not only
speaking.
that, but also in Naruto fanfiction, the only time it works is with sensei or senpai. That works because it's
No,
a
I
title
think
as well.
Hokage-sama works most of the time. When someone's like,
Hokage-sama, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
Hime
Sama
also
Gono
works weirdly
translates
enough.
super well to Lord, so.
Hime also works pretty well if they're talking like I don't know Hinata.
oh no,
Princess,
Hime
yeah.
makes me cringe. That's the one
Yeah,
that
okay.
actually makes me cringe.
Honestly, Naruto fanfiction makes me cringe whenever I hear the word Hime now, because I'm just like, oh
Okay.
god, no.
I haven't seen it that much. I haven't
Okay,
read
look,
Naruto
we'll
fanfiction since
we'll
I was
wrap this
15.
chapter up and then I'll tell you guys the Naruto horror stories. Okay.
Okay, let's wrap this chapter up.
Let's wrap this chapter up.
Wait for this.
Right, so anyway, let's see, we got here, running from the, 20 crystal bottles of bubble beer. Butter beer gleamed in the fading light from the sunset, each with an equally dazzling crystal stopper sealed with golden wax. Victor let out an impressed whistle. Nice cock.
Shut up.
8.5 out of 10.
I'm sorry. It's too good of an opportunity.
Nobody watching this is going to get a very good impression of my story.
That's sort of the point if you haven't
Well,
gathered
they'll get
that.
one good impression, and that's that you have a
Don't
nice
worry, we don't have an audience.
Oh, that too.
Actually, we
think I
have
found your
managed to
YouTube
retain
channel.
14 people, so
How did you manage to get your hands on aged butterbeer? The Bulgarian seeker added. That's a little bit close to YA, man. I'm gonna be real with you right there.
I'm sorry, what?
You're a little bit close to young adult levels of description right there with the Bulgarian seeker. Like, the only thing that would have made it truly young adult fan fiction was if you added his eye color in.
Brown-eyed, young Bulgarian seeker. Said
have no-
huskily or whatever. I don't know.
I'm lost. I try to avoid adjectives, though.
No, that's fair. No, I get you. I was just making fun of the fact that you used Bulgarian seeker instead of Victor. Because YA novels like to have this tendency of being like, the Bulgarian seeker with brown eyes said. And it's just like, oh my god.
Well, I usually mix it up between saying the person's name and giving them like some kind of nickname, like the Hufflepuff or the Hufflepuff. Or that kind of,
yeah, and no
I
fault to you.
switch
Yeah,
it up
no.
a lot.
Yeah, no fault there. It's just
I sometimes call Fleur the Vila or the Part Vila or the some shit like that.
I'm gonna be real with you guys here. A fucking real moment here. Part Vila is the most retarded thing in existence.
Yeah, I think there should just be Vila. There's no such thing.
Because if you can, because this is canonical, by the way. Only females can be Vila. How the fuck do you have any Vila anymore?
The fuck is that?
I think it's just if you have two X chromosomes for Vila. So if a half Vila is just if a half Vila has a child with another half Vila, it's a full Vila.
Well, okay. So, question:
Because you
Do
need
the
both
Vila
X chromosomes
genes
to be Vila.
can a male born of a Vila then have who doesn't have any powers Vila wise, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's what I think happens.
Okay, if he has a child with a normal woman,
Yes.
right?
There's a 50%
Can he
chance
have a
of it being
Vila
Vila.
baby?
Yes, there's a
Like, is the baby that
I
comes from
believe
that?
there's- Yes.
See,
That's how I view it.
Yeah,
I think a full-blooded
the
Vila
problem
has two X
is that
chromosomes that are both.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, he's doing it the intelligent way. J.K. Rowling was like, oh no, because her mom was Vila and her dad wasn't Vila, she's half Vila, which is the most retarded thing in existence. Because if Fleur's half Vila because she has a
Alright, I hear
human
you.
parent, then her child's gonna be a quarter Vila. Yeah.
Flora would be quarter Vila, and I gotta tell you, if Flora is anything, she's half Vila. Because if she inherited anything from her mother that's Vila, she's the same as her mother.
Yeah.
Here's how I view it, very simply. Of pureblood Vila has both X chromosomes that are Vila. Her daughters only have one,
No, fair
unless
enough.
she has sex with a male half
Yeah,
Vila.
so Vila and half Vila, yeah. Okay, I dig it.
So
I
a
dig it.
half Vila has a 50% chance, if she has sex with a human man, of having a full-blooded human daughter or a half Vila daughter.
Fair
If
enough.
she has sex with a half Vila man, there's a 50% chance of a full-blooded Vila daughter.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry, 25% chance.
Yeah. Yeah, putting in squares.
That's how I think pureblood Vilas still exist, because
If a centaur has a kid with another centaur, can it become a human child? No, because the centaur genes are on both sides.
yes. Have you guys ever heard of a guy named Spoonie?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Noah Antweiler?
Yeah.
Yes, the Spoonie
Yeah.
Experiment. He
Yeah, what
also
about
had a
it?
show called Counter Monkey, and in
Okay.
one of them, he covers the Book of Erotic Fantasy. And
Oh,
at the
God.
back of the book, there is a table. A table detailing
a table of sex.
all of the possible hybrids.
Excellent. Yep. Okay.
It was excellent.
I see that. I saw that coming. Yep.
And so, if you haven't watched it, there's a great moment in there, one of his funniest moments, where he says, well, what about a giant and a dwarf? I would think not. They can. Wouldn't that just be a human? It was so
That's
awful.
so stupid.
It was so stupid. He was like, well, what about a giant and a dwarf? I would think not. Oh, they can. Wouldn't that just be a human? It was so bad.
Butterbeer can be aged like wine to make the dairy content sweeter and thicker to drink. Well, hold on. If there's dairy in it, no. Aged dairy.
Hang on. Wait, it's magic. Wait, read it.
Okay, it's fair enough. Almost like
Look.
whipped cream, the meek alcohol content and the few added ingredients known only to the makers, and likely magical in nature, kept the liquid in enough state to drink despite being such thick consistency. That doesn't really change the fact that the dairy content's being aged. That actually doesn't help
Hang
it.
on. What it's
Yeah.
saying, I should probably read right that. What it's saying is that all it doesn't make it more alcoholic. It just changes the flavor over time and makes the flavor.
Yeah, you might want to rewrite, maybe like something about like
Rewrite.
preserves the milk or something like that.
Yeah.
because-
Yeah,
thank
you should add some magic shit where they're making it so it isn't what you think of when you think of aged milk, which is
I got you.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
called cream cheese, yogurt,
Yes.
fucking cheese.
Yes.
It's also cultured when that happens.
Yeah, it's cultured, but aged milk just sitting in alcohol will quickly become bacteria-ridden and very much not cultured, and
I
very
mean,
much.
technically, bacterial cultures.
Hang
are what
on a
make it
second. I'm
cultured.
thinking now.
Okay.
Dairy inside of
Yeah.
a sealed container with
Yeah.
with alcohol.
Yeah.
No.
How about this?
And then they stick their dick
You
in
make
it.
your own microbrewery and do this,
Yes,
and then
cream.
you try it.
The secret ingredient in Wizard Cum.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is,
Wizard
if it's
Tomb.
a sealed sanitary container, which they would be,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
alcohol and some cream
access to
some
the
dairy
yeast.
content,
Yeah. Okay.
Some cream, yeah. We
and
know where
there's
that
no
cream
bacteria
came
in it.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
That
Yeah,
cream
no,
goes
that
in.
would. I'm actually curious about how that would happen. It wouldn't create It wouldn't get cultured because especially if it's pasteurized milk
Yeah.
and alcohol, there wouldn't be anything for the bacteria to. No, there wouldn't be any bacteria in it.
from. I hate this
I suppose that's true.
conversation at all.
Yeah.
I hate you
Continue,
describing
sorry.
it as thick.
It's thick and
All right,
creamy.
continue.
The thick white
rewrite that.
cream dribbled down
It's only
his
'cause he's-
mouth.
Ah, shut the fuck up.
See, I told you, it's not me that's
Little
doing this to
chunks
you.
of
It's him.
bacteria-ridden milk falling down too.
Needless to say,
God.
the stuff is expensive.
It's so chunky.
My
It's a nice
godfather was originally born to
yogurt-y-
wealth and recently came back into possession of his family's estate, Harry told them, leaving out his godfather's identity. He managed to dig up a lot of beverages from the long-abandoned cellar and decided to
I
ship
don't see
the
what
wheat.
you're even seeing in that one. I know you're trying, but you're not gonna.
No,
get
no,
anything.
it's just alcohol from a long-abandoned cellar is it's a little bit
Shifty at
sketchy.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like popping open a bottle that you found in a shipwreck under the ocean after like 100 years. It's like, I'm sure it's probably good, but it's like, oh, do you really want
But do you want to try that food poisoning that you'll get from it?
to?
Because if you do get food poisoning, it'll fuck your life up for, I don't know.
However
weeks,
long you
probably?
live.
It's like black beans, right? As
Yeah.
a beaner,
Yeah,
dealing with black beans,
yeah.
if I think even a little bit that
Yeah.
shit's fucked up, nope, I won't eat it. Fuck no. I'm not trying to die,
Beans are easy to tell if it's gone bad though.
Oh,
Smell.
yeah, they are. Yeah.
but
It's
even if
very
there's
easy to
the
tell.
idea that it's gonna go like quickly, I won't
Yeah.
fucking touch it.
Yeah, no. If it's even
I'm-
close, absolutely not.
I'm terrified of that shit.
Ah, fuck, I'm hungry now.
Of beans, fuck yeah, I'm terrified of
Of
beans.
black beans.
Oh hell yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not going into it. We're not going into it. I will
You know what type of
literally.
beans like really terrify me? Yellow beans.
I'll disconnect you.
They're
Oh yeah, man.
they're
They're
sneaky.
smarter than every other type of bean.
What's that? Oh, please mute me. All right, got it.
No, don't.
Oh, he's been deafened too. Oh boy.
So
Oh,
now he
boy.
knows he's muted.
Made it
Yeah.
I
into
think
a
the word he
hell of
was
a
looking
killer.
for
Max,
was user disconnected.
What?
you can feel free to unmute him whenever you feel like he's suffered enough. I'm moving on. I leave his fate in your hands.
Well, that's a problem because I'm lazy.
I know, right? It's almost like I knew that before doing it. He managed to dig up a lot of the beverages from the long abandoned cellar. Blah, blah, blah. The last bit was more Wait, what?
You missed a sentence or two.
Yeah, I'm worried the old dog is becoming an alcoholic. Unlike me, who uses alcohol as a solution. I don't have a problem.
Yeah, I mean,
No, that's not in the story. That was him.
No, that part's
Yeah.
me. That's
They know.
part's
They
him.
know that's you.
We'll undeafen
Yeah.
him at least.
That
Now I can hear the conversation.
Jesus Christ. The last bit was of more concern of one Remus Lupin, but one that Harry was beginning to share if the werewolf's stories were to be believed. Fleur reached in and plucked an emerald green bottle to examine it closely. How long have they been sitting in that cellar? Wow. Couldn't even put the Z on the right fucking letter.
Would you like me
It's
to
a
read it?
gender-neutral cellar. A zeller.
the cellar, yeah.
That's actually not bad.
The juice, they were in the cellar.
Isn't there? I swear there's a character named Zeller. I don't. It's ringing a bell.
Slayers maybe?
Yeah, she played in the movie Inglorious Bastards. All the people in the first scene were in the cellar. That was the character, the cellar.
Oh god.
I just had to. I'm sorry.
What's that? You want to be
Brian
muted
Zeller,
again?
Brian Zeller, Herr Zeller, The Sound of Music, Brian Zeller, Brian Stelter, Red Dragon character Brian Zeller, Hannibal character.
I probably know her from fucking The Sound of Music. I love that movie.
He wondered
also
for a
World of
moment
Warcraft
why
characters.
she would care. After all, they only got
What?
better with age. Oh.
No,
About
no.
13 years. So it's aged by about at least that much.
I don't even know what he's laughing at, but it's a good laugh.
He's laughing at the pedophile implications. They're age 13 years old. Get it?
It only got better with age. She was 13 years old.
All right. You know what? That is kind of funny.
Oh boy.
Yes,
It was just Harry doing math in his head. He said at least 13 years. Because that's how long he's in prison.
He's about 13. I mean, hey, you look, if you round 13
That's
up
what
to
I love about
14,
these girls.
14's
I
the
get
new
older, they stay
15,
the same
15's the new
age.
16, 17's basically close enough to 18.
Don't ever say that. That is not something you should say.
Yeah,
Don't ever fucking
that's
say
the reason
that.
I passed all my fucking math exams, bro, is I kept rounding upwards until I got the right number somehow.
Don't say that shit.
Justified all my wrong answers with
17
you
is
just
close
round
enough
it
to
up,
18.
and then you get the right answer. Oh.
Famous
No,
last words.
No, you didn't hear my full statement. I said 13 is basically close enough to 14, and 14's the new 15, and 15's the new 16, and 16's at least like 17, and 17's the new 18, and so that's legal enough.
Yeah, I know. No, I heard that. No, I heard
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah.
Sneaky, where did you get that from again?
A meme.
Okay. Trying to. I'm sitting there like he's gone off on this before, like
That's
ripping
'cause he's
into
done it.
someone.
That's because he's had to use it before.
I didn't get the word.
No,
of that.
you see,
Does anybody
unlike
else see him
Stanish, I don't
translate?
keep small children in my basement.
Fuck you.
Oh, you from
Well,
Spain?
Spanish promises to help people across the border, but just takes them back to his house.
Listen, I'm a coyote. What can I say?
Some weird wild dogs kidnapping kids.
Woody said
That's the thing.
black beans. He wasn't talking about the food.
I was drinking!
Oh my god.
Anyway, it's at least aged by that much. I can't promise that they're older than us, but they're at least not fresh from the factory.
Really interesting wording
I
here.
fucking hate this.
Wait, what did I miss? Hold on, check my phone. What did I miss?
Seemingly satisfied with his answer, Fleur gripped the crystal stopper and pulled with all her might. Unsurprisingly, the dainty French.
Come on, Sneaky. The words.
The dainty
Remember them.
French. The dainty.
I
You're
can
fucking
read it if you like.
retarded.
I can do it.
He was
Fucking-
doing fine.
No,
he was
Draydon.
not. He has
no,
not
no.
been doing fine since he began.
Chat's being cancer. Draydon just posted in a factory star.
Do you mean bracket?
I think he
I have no
does.
idea what star mean.
I assume he's supposed to be doing bracket, but he
He's trying to say echo.
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, that is the wrong bracket.
Yes.
Jesus
Parentheses.
fucking
Parentheses.
The Ugandan factory.
Yes, from the factory.
Und wer ist es factory?
Speaking
Y'all
of
are
which,
gonna fucking kill me. I'm
I
gonna
do
die
love this.
laughing.
I do love this story. I
Good.
can tell from this. My summer camp a long time ago. Summer camp bought a bunch of apple juice.
All right,
And some
check
of-
the
Sorry,
check meme land.
what has happened? I think this conversation just went 3 different directions at once. So you like the story, summer camp, apple juice.
Yeah. So my long time ago, my summer camp that I went to, long time ago, the summer camp that I went to bought apple juice, and they left it out in the sun, and
You
it
got some
fermented.
apple juice, did you?
They left it out in the sun for a couple of weeks, and it fermented, and then they sold it to a bunch of 10-year-olds.
Oh no!
No.
Uh-oh.
So suddenly we had a bunch of drunk 10-year-olds.
Nice.
Well, the closest I can come to that is a plum tree in the backyard.
And
The
I'm
closest
sitting
you can come
there
is
like,
In the
50
sun,
meters
while
away
still on
due
the
to
vine.
fucking restraining order.
I'm sitting there drinking the apple juice. I'm like, wow, this apple juice tastes funny. And one of the counselors looks over at me and they're like, what do you mean the apple juice tastes funny? I'm like, yeah, this apple juice that you guys were selling tastes really funny. And they're like, okay, well, can I have it? I'm like, yeah, sure, you can have this fucking apple juice that I'm definitely not going to fucking drinking any more of. And so the counselor drinks it and he's like, oh, we need to find the kids.
Just running.
The closest story I
Can
have
I
to
have my
that
apple juice back? This kid's passed out.
You can't find
Phil
you can't find
Cosby's
his
walking
Facebook
around the
unlocked.
bitch like, I love all these passed out children.
At least he went with Bill Cosby instead of the old dated and incorrect Michael Jackson joke.
Yeah, I know, right?
Bill Cosby likes some knocked out. That's the joke.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah. So, blah, blah, blah.
Would you like me to read it?
Blah blah blah.
I can read
Uncorking. No. Alright. That didn't stop her from repeatedly trying until her hands and face were flushed red with effort. What the fuck is this? A pickle jar?
Nobody heard what you even just said. They missed the sentence before that.
No, I kind of pretty much read that. Unsurprisingly, the dainty French witch didn't have the strength to uncork it by hand.
Need some proper British strength to do it.
You
I
need some
told it.
proper
I
British
could do it
strength.
fucking right.
Here on Bottom Gear, Jeremy opens a
right,
pickle jar.
I'll show you right, fucking right.
We're gonna shove it in the microwave and see if James's wife notices the difference. Okay, I love the Bottom Gear memes.
Yeah. Did you know
Bottom
fucking
gear?
James May actually knows about it?
You
watched
know
it.
the
Really?
you know the show
Yeah.
Top Gear.
It's not a joke.
Oh yeah.
I've never watched an episode.
Okay, but you know of it, right?
Yeah.
I know of it.
So someone decided to make a parody of the Top Gear opening, calling it Bottom Gear, and it's like,
no,
you
I
know,
know
today on
exactly- I
Bottom
know
Gear,
exactly
we're
what
gonna
you're
go
talking
commit
about, yeah.
genocide and war crimes. James is gonna get arrested, and Jeremy's gonna go sniff children. Some funny shit, to be honest, because
How each bottom gear meme is made is someone starts off with a Twitter post of today on bottom gear, and every reply is the next thing that's said.
Okay.
It's kind of like
fuck.
pass it down the lane, except everyone's adding.
I
to the
dropped my
story.
phone.
Good.
Nice.
Retard.
Fell into a toilet.
Fuck you guys. Also, that would mean I'm sitting on your fucking podcast shitting.
I
Cunt.
Wouldn't be the
Well, I
first
mean-
time.
Yeah, you're already
It
shitting on
would
the
be the
podcast,
first
so you
time.
know.
I've dropped all sorts of expletives, but I've never shit
someone
on your
talking about
podcast, literally.
Did somebody shit their pants when I wasn't paying attention?
Who's been talking
Sneaky
shit?
definitely shit his pants on stream.
I am insulted.
I can't only hear 2 other people right now.
It was all Harry could do
Rejoin.
to not laugh when Victor reached over and nonchalantly twisted it open with just the strength in his hand and wrist. Show off. Wait. Speaking of twisting corks, so yeah,
Twist off?
no, it's
it's
a cork
a
stopper,
tumbler.
right?
There we
No,
go.
no, it's a tumbler.
God, I can hear people.
Wait,
Yeah,
that's wax. That's sealed onto it with wax.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, speaking of cork stoppers, so my bottle of what the fuck is this? Oh fuck.
Does anybody care what he's drinking?
It's a bottle of.
Jack Daniel's single barrel. Fuck off. My bottle of Jack Daniel's single barrel came with a cork stopper, and I was like, oh well, I'll just twist the cork stopper to unplug it, and I ripped
got
the cork
this,
in half.
I've
You
got
don't
this.
have a wine opener?
No, because
That's
the
bougie
stopper.
as fuck.
No, the stopper was attached to a wooden.
They cost about as much as a can opener, motherfucker. And they're pretty much exactly as complicated.
No. The cork
bougie.
was attached to a piece of
And you
wood
can
that
stab a shit
prevented
with
me from using a wine opener
You ever
on
been
it.
stabbed with a cork opener? It's
Yes.
not fun.
No, I'm not white. My mom doesn't hate me, okay?
Okay,
She
so
doesn't
two
get
white
drunk on
people
wine
replied with
But
yes.
and
though.
stab me with a wine opener.
No, you're right. Your mom
ever
just
played
beat
Dark
you with a
Souls 3?
chanchala.
Yeah.
That's horrible. That was a horrible
Let's-
pronunciation. Chancla,
Let's-
motherfucker.
Shut up,
Hey,
Latinx.
man.
Arn got it right. The fucking
Yeah.
European got it right before you did.
He's closer to
Fucking
Spain than I am.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times.
I was just shit sprinkling.
Okay,
I kind of
but
lost
let's
track
be
of the
real,
conversation
right?
as a result.
Can't
Latin Americans are like way more base than Spain. Like on a scale of 1 to base, they're like a 19.
I'm sorry, black Americans are more
We
We
based
had
than Spain?
Pinochet, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, fair.
Spain,
Alright.
that was
I
chilly.
think we're gonna end this conversation train and keep going with the story. I did promise I would
Nice
finish
ending.
it.
It is 8:53, by the way. And we're a third of the way through.
I'm aware. Fuck off.
I can read it.
I
really
told y'all,
can.
motherfuckers, this was not gonna work. We weren't gonna get through it.
You know, I'm gonna kick you and I'm gonna make it work. How do you feel
Oh,
about
boy.
that?
Alright, you got 7 minutes. And no mumbling. No like, you gotta read it all, mother.
Oh, sadness.
Fleur, in turn, brought it up to her nose for a whiff when she stopped glaring. When she stopped glaring at their muscle-bound companion, that is. Eggnog, my preference. Really, that was his favorite too. At least, he thought that's what preferé whatever meant. So he grabbed one of the green bottles as well, while Fleur rummaged around in the box in search of something. Where are the glasses? Harry did laugh that time. Do you know how many bottles we have here? We don't need glasses. There's enough for each of us to drink one of each color, Harry chided, knowing that this went against her higher breeding and etiquette-centered upbringing. Shut up, Arn. But it was, with most things posh and proper, he didn't much care. Cedric snapped a red one open and made to take a swig before Harry stopped him by grabbing his arm. Constant vigilance, he told Cedric with a wicked grin before drawing his own wand. Harry then performed a series of diagnostic detection spells on the bottle in Cedric's hand. It was a series of spells he could now perform by muscle memory alone, having gotten into the habit of using them on all of his belongings this last year. They counted 10 in number, but having to repeat them on each of the 20 bottles left his arm and shoulder aching. Alright, we're clear. Everyone grab a bottle. I do like how he let Fleur open a bottle before he was like, oh wait, hey guys, we better check these for roofies.
He didn't let her drink from it. She snitched. She opened it and had.
She
and
still
someone
opened
smelled
it. There could be some fucking like.
She still
Fair enough,
opened it,
poison up in
sniffed it.
C4.
Well, so did Cedric. Cedric opened it
Got
too.
racing along the edge of the cup.
Okay, well he didn't huff it though. You know, he didn't go.
He was getting ready to swig it. And
Okay.
then
Okay,
Harry
but it
stopped
could have been like some sort of chemical reaction
Fair
that
enough.
blew that bitch up.
Harry's 14.
When his parents
Yeah,
built a very
nitroglycerin
crazy machine.
along the edge of the drink.
Let's see, blah, 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 blah. A bit paranoid, aren't you? Harry complained as he took his first sip. Harry shook his head bemusedly.
Who complained?
Cedric.
Cedric.
Yes.
I have to be careful. The twins have spiked my drinks more times than I can count, but it only took drinking one unprepared to learn my lesson. Harry explained as he took his first sip as well. I do not see how that would be much of a problem, or can little Harry not handle his fire whiskey? Harry smiled at the French witch's unapologetic callback to their wretched first interaction. He knew she regretted it, but he let her keep her pride. It wasn't fire whiskey that they spiked my food and drinks with. That got their attention. The frightened glances they shared with each other and increasingly inquisitive glances they threw in Harry's direction hinted at assumptions far darker than the reality.
Could you
was
stop and
sulfuric
just read
acid.
it?
I am.
Hydrochloroquine.
Look, just because Fred and George
COVID.
spiked Harry's food with the decayed corpses of his parents once, doesn't mean they did it every time.
No, you're thinking of Eric
That's fair enough.
Cartman.
I know.
Okay,
Yeah.
it took you a second.
No, I know who you're thinking. I know. Watch South Park. Harry would have let the impressively erudite non-verbal conversation continue as it was entertaining in its own way, but he figured it might sour the mood for the rest of the evening if he didn't correct whatever misconceptions they were undoubtedly inventing by the dozen. But none of us have sprouted elf ears, warthog tusks, or beaks in places of our noses, so I think we'll be just fine. They looked at each other, they looked at each outer,
Yep, there's his typo.
and burst out laughing. He could see why, as he himself was picturing Fleur with such ears, Victor with such tusks, and Cedric with such nose. The Tolkien-esque ears would suit Fleur beautifully, he decided. Who are these twins? Victor baritoned. I'm sorry, you're forcing me to deviate and read that fucking meme.
What meme?
No, he's gonna find the meme.
Did
Oh
I
God,
send
oh
it
fuck.
to Max? Max can be my quick search to see if I
What
sent
is
to
it?
him.
What's up?
The Vocaloid meme. No, it doesn't look like I sent it to you.
Vocaloid meme.
It's making fun of authors who use words in place of said, but the words they use in place of said are very
Musical?
I don't
questionable.
think you've ever sent me anything like that, no. Certainly sounds like
There is-
something you'd send me if you thought about it.
Yeah.
Baritone is a type of classical male singing voice whose vocal range lies between the bass and tenor. Yeah, that's the correct word.
I know.
Heavy
I know.
sounding.
Baritoned is not an adverb or a verb, though, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, it's a noun.
Baritoned is a concert trio of large and in charge baritones, so congrats. You
Large and in
just
charge.
you just mentioned someone from Broadway.
Okay, good for them. I'm happy to give a shout out to people who really aren't getting much money these days.
Are you fucking kidding me, Cat? Oh my god, Discord. You are the fucking worst. The search function is currently down.
No search for you.
No.
but I'm using it.
I know, that's what makes it so
Yeah, it's working
terrible.
fine for me.
Yeah,
What
same.
are you looking for?
I
look
am
it up.
looking for the picture because I know I pinged someone with it, but I can't find the picture right now. Makes it incredibly hard to post it. Fucking Christ, where the fuck is it? It should be
So,
from user.
2 typos so oh, 3 typos so far. All right. Not bad.
By the way, didn't you say you were gonna get through this thing?
Yeah, he did.
Look, I said I'm distracted now.
I
I don't
got
want
less
your
than an hour
fucking
left to go,
empathy
people.
banana Discord. I want your search function to work.
You could just read the story.
No, because it's gonna bug me now for the rest of the story. So anyway, basically, as the meme goes, the first panel is, "Does it seem weird to you?" He said. What? He asked. I don't know. Authors just seem to be using really weird words these days in fan fiction. He vocalized with his organs. Oh wow,
With
you
his
might
organs?
be right. With his vocal organs.
Okay.
You might be right, he replied, vibrating sound waves through the air towards him.
Yeah. And?
Okay.
His mouth exploded
immediately
in an
reminded me of
orgasm of
that.
sound.
Alright.
Orgasm
Don't
of
say
sound.
that.
Yeah.
That's
Why?
disgusting.
What the fuck, Dojo?
Anyway, blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Who's
I gotta
friends?
remember
Blah
that
blah.
one. That's a good one.
Ronald's older brothers and obnoxious abnoxious should be obnoxious with an O. Recognition flooded through the eyes of their foreign guests. So what? Do they go around dosing people's food with potions? Harry smiled at Fleur, knowing there wasn't enough time left in the year for him to tell her about the exploits of the reincarnated Pruitt brothers. What?
Okay.
The
What?
Pruitt brothers were Molly Weasley's twin brothers. They were the Fred and George of her generation.
Were they? Okay, I don't
Yes.
remember that.
They
Yeah.
were Fabian and Gideon.
They were
Fred
both
and George.
yeah, they were
Yeah.
basically proto George and Fred.
Okay, if you say so.
They were in the
Um,
old picture of the original
Order.
They're Fred and
Full
George, but
order.
older.
yeah. And they died.
Yes.
Well, people die when they're
Life.
killed?
Apparently so.
I don't.
They were murdered to death.
They were
Man in the dungeon.
They do a lot of things, but lately they've been inventing a lot of prank snacks and sweets. They make people real nervous at mealtimes. I can imagine. If it were me, I would stand over people I dislike and kindly ask how their food is. Repeatedly. Hey, Eric Cartman. Victor said with what passed for a mischievous smirk on his dour face. Harry almost choked on his butterbeer, imagining Fred and George doing exactly that to Malfoy. From there, the conversation flowed like butterbeer. Wait, didn't you just say that butterbeer was very viscous at that point?
Nope. Well, first of all, read that sentence again.
The conversation flowed like butterbeer.
Like the butterbeer.
Oh, the butterbeer. You mean the one that's been aged to be cream?
The one they're drinking.
stop.
It's very chunky.
The
It
chunky
say-
aged
in that
cream
one sentence,
butterbeer?
it says
Bacteria.
they're
filled.
talking and they're drinking a lot. Continue. There's nothing wrong with that sentence.
There's something wrong with
Well,
the
no, it's comparing the conversation to the butterbeer, which means the conversation is
That's not what
chunky and aged.
I never
The
mentioned that the
conversation,
butterbeer was
much like
chunky.
the butterbeer, is blue.
Blue.
Conversation blue now. Talks of Quidditch and secret training gave way to talks of family when the boys realized they were being inconsiderate of Fleur, who hated heights and flying in general. Fleur.
Yeah.
The silver-haired beauty lit up at the mere mention of her sister. She waxed poetically about the many ways little Gaby earned the angelic name their fundamentalist mother had bequeathed her. Harry had to agree. Yes, Harry had to agree the child was beautiful.
That's kind of sus.
Kind of cringe, but okay.
Kind of.
Look, she's at least aged to 13 in the factory, so.
Yeah, that's how most Asians come out. Right out of the factory, 13 years old, ready to go.
In the few.
Stop! You're fucking awful.
In the few minutes he had spent with the bouncing Vila hatchling, she had worked her way into his heart, completely bypassing his Skelly-Grow repaired and hardened ribcage.
Is
Officer,
Barrett
she
here?
came on to me, I swear.
I wonder if Barracks is watching.
I think
Yeah.
Barracks might be dead.
Yeah, he's in chat.
No,
Yeah,
he's
right.
not here.
He hasn't typed
Twitch.
something for a while. That was
Yeah.
a while ago when that came out. When he typed that.
Like 7 minutes ago.
Here, I'm gonna.
Blah, blah, blah. He wasn't alone.
Where is this
in
chat?
thinking- Hmm?
No, where is this
Twitch.tv.
chat? Twitch.tv. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
Slash
I'll go
true
look at the
sneaky
chat.
devil.
He wasn't alone in thinking her laughter was like chick chittering, while Fleer pointed out that her pouting reminded her of a bird ruffling its feathers, to appear more aggressive and intimidating.
Ex-Mama Poe? The fuck?
What?
What?
I looked up your name and it said it sent me to somebody named X something.
Yeah, Twitch and I really don't like each other.
Yeah.
Sneaky Devil, one word. Okay. Twitch.tv/Sneaky Devil.
True sneaky devil.
True Sneaky
True Sneaky Devil. Thank you. Okay. I'll go edit that.
Not to be confused with Imposter Sneaky Devil.
Yes,
course.
the
Yeah.
imposter. You see, I can never be suspect, because I'm the true one.
Yes, he kills you regardless of whether he's the imposter or not.
Sneaky devil in
He's
the
just
van.
an asshole.
Who's he gonna kill?
How I've been banned from over 300 terrorist town servers 101.
Yeah.
He killed
Unfortunately,
everybody then himself.
Sneaky subscribes to if I kill all of them, I'll get the one. I'll get him eventually.
I'll get the imposter if everyone else is dead.
You kind of be like that.
Admin spawns me. Okay, it's me and you. Here, take this deagle. We're gonna hunt down the imposter. Pauses. Waits for the admin to walk past him. Shoots the admin in the back of the head.
Brilliant. Top tier play right there.
And
Power
in
move.
case you're wondering, I was banned.
Nice.
Based.
Very based, yeah. Banned. Not unlike I was a few minutes ago, but let's continue.
You couldn't help but imagining her throwing a temper tantrum. He needed to introduce the precious girl to Hedwig. Hopefully, he could invite a glaring contest. Harry found himself cursing the unfairness of biology at the epiphany that the little angel would one day grow up to become a teenage girl.
Kind of suspect, but okay.
I'm gonna put some echo brackets over that one.
Groom gang, let's go.
A nasty, mean, vindictive, hairy, vain, boy-obsessed, rude teenager. The injustice of it all. They nearly dusted through the entire box of butterbeer before the conversation
Wait,
started to
hang
fizzle
on.
out.
Vain. Vain is misspelled.
Oh, yeah,
Supposed to
that's
be
the wrong
vain
thing.
with an I.
Yeah.
V-A-I-N.
Vain with an I.
V-A-N.
Harry himself had
Yeah.
managed to go through his own eggnog,
in there.
cinnamon, and a
I see
third
it.
of the mint-flavored butterbeer. Why would you ever flavor butterbeer with mint?
Why
I know
wouldn't
there's
you?
some alcohol you can flavor with mint. I know gin is something you can flavor with
Yeah,
mint,
you
but I don't
flavor
remember
gin
what
with
that
mint,
would
but gin,
There's
Yeah,
mint
I-
schnapps. There's butterbeer isn't even beer. I think the alcohol content is even less than beer.
let,
In
let,
butterbeer is
well,
not.
Basically not
let's be,
alcoholic at
let's
all.
be real here, though.
What I
Gin is
imagine
god
butterbeer
awful.
is like Irish flavored whiskey with low alcohol tolerance. I'm sorry, with
But
low
would you
alcohol.
mix mint with milk?
I've actually had butterbeer at
Curds
the
and-
Universal Studios in
Okay,
London.
the Universal Studios
it's-
butterbeer is literally just sugar mixed with sugar.
Yeah, it's fucking garbage. It's way too fucking sweet, but apparently it's called cream soda essentially over there. In
Apparently,
Oh,
the
yeah,
I
US.
spelled
cream soda,
Dumbledore
yeah.
wrong in a few.
Yeah.
So it's
podcasts.
basically just cream soda, except
No.
cost 3 times as much. You know.
There are actual ways to make butter, like a legit alcohol.
Yeah.
Butterbeer.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, but that's not well.
Fan-made
The
content.
official, maybe.
It's
Yeah.
fan fiction beer. Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
fan fiction
fanfiction.
butterbeer.
it's a fan-made. It's a fan fiction recipe. Yes.
So is there for butterbeer just curdled milk?
Like-
Yes, the
It's-
recipe for
it's-
butterbeer
yeah.
is curdled milk.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, look, man,
love
no,
my-
look, cheese curds, but you deep fry them, they are delicious, okay?
Deep fry the
Oh, yeah,
curds.
no,
That's what the turkey said.
Wait, what?
We're not gonna go.
Ethnic conflict in the Balkan.
Cedric and Victor,
Anatolia.
the fat bastards they are, had gone through their
Oh, I get it.
amaretto and chocolate ones as
Exactly.
well. Fleur had barely finished her eggnog and started on her chocolate-flavored one before deciding she had enough. I think your prankster friends may have spiked your butterbeer after all, Harry, Victor said, as he groggily stood up and nearly fell over from the effort. That or this batch had a higher than normal alcohol content. Cedric was stumbling to his feet as well, and Harry had to admit that his head was starting to swim in a way he associate with fire whiskey spiked butterbeer, a sensation he experienced once when he hadn't known what he was drinking. Once had been enough. I reckon you might be right, Harry said. You think we should sit down for an hour and wait for it to wear off before sneaking back to our common rooms? Fleur groaned in a very unladylike, but somehow still dignified coming from her, manner. It is already past curfew. How are we going to get back on scene? Harry had a plan for that. Had been the operative word, as the plan had been shot to hell when he realized it wasn't just Fleur and himself attending this romantic rendezvous. I have an invisibility cloak, he said simply. Big enough to, Cedric tried to ask, before a bubbling noise from his stomach interrupted his question. No, not big enough for 4 people, Harry replied, pulling the family heirloom from his school robe's interior. But definitely big enough for Fleur and me to sneak out and grab something else that'll let you two get out undetected. He was sure Cedric couldn't fit under it with him, but he was in no state to go on a stealth mission into a paranoid ex-Aurora's office and steal anything. And
You
Victor
want to try
sure
that
is...
sentence again?
No.
Okay. Because you mispronounced a lot of
Defeated.
things. You misread
Yeah.
quite a bit of it.
We are past the point of sneaky caring.
Yeah, once
a
it
little
hits
bit.
9 o'clock, Sneaky starts to lose his ability to care. Don't
Yeah.
take that badly. It's just time-wise.
And Victor sure as hell wouldn't fit inside with him. The massive teenager probably wouldn't fit by himself, now that Harry thought about it. And what is this tool of guile, my friend? Harry smiled at the Bulgarian. He could tell, but he'd rather show them. Then again, there was money to be made in telling them. They would surely not believe him. Wagering a few galleons would make it for easy money. A map that shows every person, place, and thing on the school grounds, Harry told them. It's called the Maraud. That was it. That was the last thing Harry could remember from the night before. Flashes of fire, lost, roaring laughter notwithstanding. His inability to recall the rest of his evening was made all the more infuriating by the revelation that Fleur de Coeur, garbed in nothing but a thin and very transparent pair of sky blue panties, was using him as a body pillow. The two of them were laying down in the soft underbrush beside the rose bushes and coral bells they had drinking.
Beside the night before.
I feel like if I try and
Drinking
challenge that
is
as a word, it's gonna be a
not
word, and I'm gonna be disappointed in the English language.
No, drinking is, at least not in this context, it's not the right word. At least not in any
I'm pretty sure
way
it'd be
I've
just
ever-
drank, wouldn't it?
It's an
Yeah.
over-regularized. It's
Yeah, here we go.
over-regularized, so people debate whether it's true or not, but it's written so much in fiction and everything so far that we're like, fine, fuck it, it's a word. It's like the difference in
We've
spelling
gone
between
drunken.
armor and armor. Yes.
Yeah, here we go. Drinking.
Apparently
Drinking
there's a
is
debate
the
on this.
third person singular simple present drink.
So
Actually-
yes, that is the correct word.
Actually, incorrect because you're referring to an event that happened in the past, so it wouldn't be present tense.
Yeah.
It said present tense.
It said present tense.
Yeah.
Okay,
Simple
I
present.
missed that. It said
The
okay,
past
so
tense would be drunk. Past participle would be drunken.
Okay, then drunken is
What
the
to
correct
do with
word.
drunken?
Continue.
Sneaky.
I know my alcohols.
Of course you do.
And they know him.
Look, my uncle just gave me a whole shit ton of alcohol. He's like, yeah, I don't drink anymore, so here, have all these bottles. And I'm looking at some of them, I'm like, this costs $200.
Is that the only thing?
This is gonna get me fucking blitzed.
Also, how old are they again? Just curious.
Who?
In the story, 14-ish.
Yeah.
And she's 17.
Yeah.
And how old is Harry?
14?
14.
No,
14.
17 and 14 is not an issue.
It's not illegal, but it is
So
an issue.
It's kind
It's-
of weird.
It is an issue, and it
It's
becomes an
kinda
issue.
Weird, bro.
Yeah.
No, 17 and 14, that's like a freshman and a junior. That's
Mm-hmm.
it's not
That's
too
a
big.
freshman and a senior, probably more likely.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Wait, 17, 14?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a freshman.
no,
and
that's
that's a freshman
Sophomore
and
and
a
a
senior.
senior. That's
No,
a sophomore and a senior.
You
No, it's
no.
definitely not
13,
sophomore.
14, 15. Okay,
It's
I
not
was in high school at
sophomore.
13. Never
Yes.
mind. I was a weird one. I was
You
young
can
for high
turn.
school.
You can turn. A lot of
God,
times,
it's usually
freshmen
14,
turn
yes.
14 in freshman year.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
So look, freshman junior is not the worst thing I've seen. Okay, so that's what I'm basing
Well, it's
mine
freshman
off.
senior. It's
Yeah,
freshman
you're right.
senior.
Fair enough. It's not Cledwin. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're not talking about a 45-year-old man who writes himself as a 10-year-old boy having sex with 17-year-old women, okay?
Please stop.
We're talking about the new Powerpuff Girls now.
The fucking Joe Biden
Jesus
episode.
fuck. Jesus fuck.
Wait,
my
what?
God.
That's the thing? Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta find this. Aiden Powerpuff Girls. What the actual?
Oh, it's really
fuck?
bad.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's
really
it is.
Oh, God.
I honestly didn't think it was real at first, and then I was like, oh, I was wrong.
What a
have
shame.
better things to do. So since it's 9:18, I'm gonna go ahead and get going.
Oh, you do that.
I gotta
We'll
get going
finish
soon,
up
too,
here.
if you wanna
yeah,
finish.
no, yeah, we'll finish soon. Harry would gladly have his soul, blah blah blah. Trying not to panic, Harry steadied his breath and was like, "Holy shit, I'm in a bed with a girl, hot girl. She had claws, obsidian talons. That's a little bit more intimidating.
Furry.
Oh fuck. Furry.
Turned back to normal. Blah blah blah. She was perfect. Look how hot she is. He spends like 4 paragraphs talking about how hot Fleur is.
No, he doesn't. Hang on a sec. She wasn't well endowed or shapely with sudden nerves. He was wearing even less. Nope, it's 1 paragraph. You liar!
Suddenly nervous, Harry was wearing even less. Blah blah blah. He made a delightful body pillow. Blah blah blah. Lipstick. Why would she need so many colors? Blah 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 blah. So basically, they're waking up hungover on states of undress, and she's snuggling into him. Ow! What the
The
bloody
second
hell?
half of this chapter is what really matters, too.
That's fair enough.
What a shame.
It's
Yeah.
unfortunate that I
What a
got
right way
distracted
to
so
go.
much.
Would you like to come back to this in the next podcast? Because I really have to get going.
No, you can head out. It's more or less I'm just gonna accelerate through this, and I mean, so far from what I've seen, you seem to be taking the story pretty seriously. Your grammar issues can mostly be blamed on the autocorrect, and honestly, I probably would actually read this story in my free time. So there's my verdict on the
Aw.
story.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, I don't
It's
read.
not bad.
I haven't read fanfiction in a while, and I don't read Harry Potter, but this is alright. I actually might give it a read.
Yeah.
Alright.
So yeah, if you want to come
So-
back
I'm
I'm
next time,
surprised I even got 2 vouches with how you were doing it.
Also,
Oh no.
when you
Sneaky
when
only
this starts-
criticizes, no matter
Yeah.
what he actually thinks.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
more or less.
Also-
But honestly, if you want to come back any other point in time, I mean, feel free to do so. We do this every Tuesday and Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. ish.
That's usually when I'm typing.
We're
And I
probably
didn't
going to
type
be covering some really garbage fics outside of here on out. So
Yeah, as always.
if you feel like subjecting yourself to it, feel free to come back. If you don't feel like it, can't stop
I
you.
don't want to go to Brazil again.
I'd be willing to come back on if you want to give another one a shot next week.
Yeah, if you want to give your other story a shot or something, yeah, sure.
Yes. Actually, it probably would have been a better one for this chapter for this week, but we can try again next Tuesday.
All right, sure. Let's call it not a date and put it in the calendar.
Alrighty, I'll talk to you later.
Gay.
All right, see you, man.
Kind of gay,
Goodbye.
bro. I don't know.
Kind of gay, yeah. Oh yeah,
Really?
Sam, just stay
I
here so
said
I can
not
tell
a
my
date.
story.
Fuck off. Anyway,
We're
so
not
yeah,
done
accelerating
quite
through
yet.
this story, they wake up, they're
No,
all semi-undressed,
Fuck,
a
leave
little
the
bit
bitch.
naked, they're in the rose bushes,
don't
and they're like,
leave
oh
that.
shit, what the fuck's going on? So basically, imagine Hangover, the movie, the first one, the good one, except instead of three really obese older men, it's a bunch of teenagers waking up in a rose bush garden. And that's pretty much what's going on here. Yeah, so Marauders map V2, and they're like, "What the fuck? We made a map," and everyone else is like, "What the fuck's going on?" And everyone was pranked, and they're like, "What the hell?" So yeah, anyway, honestly, pretty good story in the end. I would recommend it to other people if they feel like the humor is up their alley. I've heard good things about later chapters in the story. A relatively interesting opening chapter that barely even lore dumped in the slightest, which is always a fucking positive, because Jesus
Impressive.
Christ, so many fucking chapters are just lore dumps in the first chapter, and it's goddamn garbage. I'll be interested in seeing where this goes. I won't be covering any of this story in future podcasts, but the link is in the Discord, so if you feel like following along at your own pace in the future, you certainly can do so. But as this is a 9:30 podcast time-ish, we're in 9:20-ish, I'm goddamn hungry, I'm goddamn sober, and that's two combinations, which means
What a
I'm gonna go
shame.
cook some food. So I will see you all next time at, let's see, Friday, right? Yeah, Friday at 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there, be square, because there's always more and it always gets worse.